Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to this RGL Highlander Season 9 Semifinals matchup, also known as the Upper Bracket Finals. We got Don't Press Tab versus Man Crush Monday for y'all here tonight. I'm Zagron, joined by Exile on the co-caster desk, and Dolphin behind the camera, as always. Exile, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, Zagron. Thanks for having me. This looks like a very good match tonight. I'm excited to watch it. Some quality Highlander tonight for the people viewing.
Yep, these are our two best teams of the regular season. Don't Press Tab coming in undefeated, 7-0, and then they won their playoff match, their first one, obviously, that's why they're here today. On the other end, we have Man Crush Monday, 5-2 in the regular season, lost to Don't Press Tab in a surprise Week 7 loss, but they got over that. Last week, we saw them go up against Froggyland and actually take that one 2-0, even though it was a lot closer of a 2-0 than some would have expected. And now they're here. This is their chance to make the grand finals. They're already secured a minimum top 3 finish, so if they can win this one, that's minimum top 2, basically going to increase their money and their take this season by a lot if they can win this one.
Yeah, this does look like actually the match of the season. I'm excited to see how this actually is going to play out here. We have two very capable teams, and I'm excited to watch this for sure with you here today. Quickly right now, if you want to go down the roster, we can go ahead and do that right now.
Sure thing. Don't Press Tab. Right now, we're going to have Wish on Scout, Jae Hyunpei on Soldier, Johnny from Cali on Pyro, Joey Lemons on Demo, Adam on Heavy, Carson on Engineer, Casper on Medic, Lenny on Sniper, and AGB on Spy.
All right, yep, that's the roster for Don't Press Tab here. Very strong lineup here, like players like Jay. Obviously, we all know him as the Tech Slayer himself. Playing in a Soldier. I'm not too sure. Is Casper the main medic for this team? I think they had a previous medic before, but I'm not too sure about that. But we have on the other side here, Man Crush Monday. Roster lineup here. Sandblast on Scout, Soapy Meister on Soldier, Pyro is Supreme Toad, Dog on Demo, Eerie Person on Heavy, Aaron on Engineer, Rogue on Medic, Waterson on Sniper, and we have BM on Spy. Very good team. I think I don't remember which season they won here in RGL and Highlander. I don't remember what season. Maybe season 6, right? Not too familiar, but yeah, very good roster.
Within the last 3 seasons, definitely.
Yeah, last 3 seasons.
Roster's a bit different, but a lot of the core is still there, and that's why they are here tonight. A lot of strong players, a lot of Highlander veterans as well.
Yeah, looking at Man Crush Monday, they have a lot of veterans for sure, and the roster does change. I think this roster is actually not the same roster they had during the regular season, so there was a bit of roster swaps so far, but overall, it is a strong lineup, and we do have some core members, so definitely not a team you want to just scoff at for sure.
Yep, and as for the map pick bans go, tonight we're going to be doing a best of 3 in maps overall. The way that the pick ban shook out is that we had Man Crush Monday banning Cascade, Don't Press Tab banning Steel, Don't Press Tab then took Product. And Product is the map that these two played on in the regular season. Don't Press Tab ended up winning that matchup 4-2 on that regular season match, so they've already played on it. They kind of know what to expect. Don't Press Tab feel like they're favored on it. They took it. In response, Man Crush Monday have picked Vigil. So some payload action going forward there. They're confident they can take that one. They're favored on Vigil, even though Don't Press Tab. They do have a lot of history on that map, a lot of those players as well. We then go down to an Asheville ban and Upward as the potential tiebreaker.
Yep, so it looks like the product pick from Don't Press Tab. I am interested in seeing how they play it. They do have the likes of Lenny on Sniper, previously a Highlander champion here. Very good sniper in my opinion. And then you have the flank of Jay and Wish. So I'm very curious how they're going to play it out, as it is their map pick here. Looking at Vigil, I know that Man Crush Monday is very strong on stopwatch, like payload, and I want to see how they play into it. So we have 2 stopwatches that could be in the favor for Man Crush Monday, who is the number 2 seed. So I would like to see maybe a map 3, potentially, but I would also like to see a very strong product coming out of MCM as well.
Yeah, and product will set the tone a lot. We can kind of zoom in here on this first map since we'll be starting out. As the predictions are live in chat, make sure you throw those in there. If you get them right, you'll get a special shout out during one of the break segments, so, go for that one. Other than that product, we know it is a very DM-heavy Highlander map, but at the same time, there's a lot of good team cohesion that needs to go on if you want to be able to swiftly and effectively take and hold points. Compared to both teams, like which one I think will be more effective at it, I feel like Don't Press Tab as a full team, considering they've had a static roster for the season. Man Crush Monday has been shifting around, and they haven't exactly shown the best team performances. I feel like Don't Press Tab will be favored on that front, but Man Crush Monday definitely have avenues to take some rounds here.
Yeah, seeing Man Crush Monday is a core roster here. A lot of players have been playing together for a long time. You can see a lot more kind of cohesion on product specifically. It's not as linear as just a DM map, right? There's a lot of different types of things you could do on it, like different types of forward holds, different types of playing around the pick classes, like the sniper and spy, and the flank as well, right? We gotta make sure we look at those flank classes here. Both flanks are stacked on both these teams, in my opinion. We have Wish and Jay versus Sandblast and Soapy Meister. Very strong flank. Both teams very coordinated so far, it looks like. Very good teams. I want to see how they play it on product for sure.
Yep, and if we're gonna talk about how Man Crush Monday find an avenue to win on their opponent's map pick here, they took 2 rounds in the regular season. They can definitely take rounds here. I feel like it's going to come down to their big playmakers. Last week, when they faced against Froggyland, we saw, even though it was a very, very close 2-0, they got that 2-0 because of Watterson and BM, the pick classes from Man Crush Monday, popping off like they hadn't before in the regular season. I've been very critical of Watterson for kind of phoning it in for the most of the season, but he turned it up to 11 last week, and if playoffs are his time to shine, Watterson, this is where he can show it.
I did see a switch up in the players on Man Crush Monday. I know that a lot of them are prepping for playoffs very hard, and I see that last week performance coming out of Watterson. That is correct. He is the type of player you don't want to ignore him. You don't want to just say, during the regular season he had some off times, like off games, right, and he didn't play his best. You don't want to forget that he has that playmaking potential into this playoff bracket, right? He can do amazing things on Sniper, and I've seen him do just top level Sniper gameplay, right? So you can't ever forget about that. Yeah, and I'm actually very excited to see just the combos as well on these games. We have Dog on demo versus Joey Lemons. This matchup is very interesting for me because I actually seen Joey Lemons improve very highly as a player in the past so far in the regular season. So this matchup might be very there might be a switch up. You don't really know. Dog has been is quite a veteran on demo, playing in the likes of RGL much before Joey Lemons even began playing in the Invite division. So I would like to see how they play against each other here. And then again, we have very experienced players in the combo as well. So this is something we have to also take note of.
Yep, and supporting those demo men players who are going to definitely be dueling out tonight are going to be their medics. And I want to zoom in on that medic matchup, Casper versus Rogue, we have tonight. Both of them have a very solid baseline. They've both been playing in RGL for quite a while now. Rogue, I think, a bit longer. And in the end, we have a lot of criticism for Rogue when he has those really off games where he will just keep dying on repeat. Some of it's his team's fault. Some of it's probably his fault. But in the end, it's just going to depend on which medic can output more heals, do a better job at staying alive, because there are threats flying everywhere in this game. For Rogue, it's going to be difficult because you have Jay Yunpei landing on your head every other mid on product. It's super hard for him to find ways to live. But if Rogue can pull out one of his good performances and survive these threats, he's going to give his team a good step forward.
Yeah, for sure. I think Rogue is a player. He is definitely like a very crucial player in MCM success. If he's able to stay alive and make those crucial calls and those Uber tracks for his team, I can see huge success playing out of MCM because they have that very vocal medic as a part of their roster. And I'd say that having a vocal medic is very rare nowadays. So if you have that medic player calling perfect Uber tracks, calling when he can surf out and live, get packs, and everyone is aware of his positioning, that is something very important for his team and for the other team to notice, because they will need to start focusing him, get that Uber disad more often, and they're not able to just bounce off Ubers like back and forth if the medic is just always alive, because he's always going to have that Uber built. So that is something very important for the side of Don't Press Tab.
Yep, and we are getting ready for the ready up here. We are 22 minutes after expected start time. Pretty classic Highlander. At least we're going to do it before 30 minutes after. Initial ready has come. I'm being told by Dolphin we have about 60 seconds, so someone probably baits it. Yep. A couple more things to talk about real quick while we wait on this last 60 seconds is, I think a really interesting matchup to look at is going to be Carson versus Aaron on Engineer, because a lot of Engineer in Highlander kind of boils down to what people expect, where you spy check, you come in, you cap the point, you do whatever. Aaron and Carson are two of the best Engineers in terms of just raw DM. Both of them have the potential to go absolutely crazy with the shotgun at any point, and we know that Aaron likes to run the Frontier Justice to get those revenge crits after as many Sentry X up assists. So look out for these Engineers. Actually, we might see some bloodthirsty Texans today.
Honestly, if the Engineer have good shotgun DM, that kind of carries them a lot of the fight. And, they can just set up a mini and have that, that gun always just shooting whoever's on point. But then if you have that raw shotgun DM, if the Engineer takes it a 1v1 with someone on the flank and wins that 1v1, that is an insane pick for his team because he opens up that flank pressure, right? And then that Engineer just has that opening through connector. He can keep his mini up on concrete, and then they don't have to worry about connector as a combo because all they need to do is just worry about point and that sniper. And then that kind of it'll kind of pile up on itself where they kind of set up those plays, and that's how they take those crucial advantages in order to win that capture. And that's what I want to see coming out of the flank here. I want to see this Engineer matchup and see who can kind of win it out here.
Yep, and just like that, we have the ready up coming across. Don't Press Tab versus Man Crush Monday getting started in these upper bracket finals for Season 9. We're going to have Don't Press Tab on blue and MCM on red.
Yep, just the first mid here. Both demos getting there relatively the same speed here, both trading the spam. Meds are going to get there relatively at the same time here. Huge spam coming out of the red demo here, actually getting very low. You see a bomb coming out of K-pop Bob, bombing out to their China, pressuring the sniper. Doesn't actually get the pick though if Waterson surfs out. They might actually try to clip that soldier pick behind. Right now we're waiting on the picks here. Spy does get picked up by the side of, actually both teams getting the spy pick. But it looks like Joey Lemons does end up dying here. Ooh, heavy through connector actually gets the pyro as well. And it looks like Red does have the response here and ends up capturing the midpoint.
MCM had a really, really good mid-game plan there. You mentioned early in that fight, Jay did a bomb behind. Their spy also went for a decloak off China. They dealt with those that dual issue immediately. They got the bomb onto Jay. They got that spy flame down from China. And then from that, we saw pressure from the heavy coming through connector. And with all that pressure moving forward and the flank not working for dump press tab, we see MCM taking that first mid. Casper did end up living though, so both meds going to be up on 100% Uber here for this recontest. We got Stickies on the point, Rank with Mini going across, and here's the Uber opening.
Alright, both teams exchange Uber onto midpoint here. It looks like Red has a little bit of red Uber, deciding to trade on the Pyro here. They do get a pick onto Johnny, the enemy team's Pyro. Watterson does end up dying as a response. Jay jumping onto the heavy, does end up maybe trading for him. Yep, Adam looks like goes in and gets a heavy pick. And looks like Blue taking the dominant pressure on top of point here. MCM looking almost to wipe here. Maybe salvage on the mid, does not get it. Casper hits a great surf onto Cliff, and it looks like Don't Press Tab ends up getting that mid recapture there in that fight.
Yep, keeping Casper alive crucially and killing Rogue. So this leapfrog is going to go in their favor. They are down about 40 seconds, but that will be neutralized very shortly. And Don't Press Tab, very clean repush there. And now we're going to see them move forward onto their opponent's concrete here. They got the heavy buff, Scout, Demo Man, everyone's with them. It looks like MCM know about this thing. They had backed up. BM opening up with a pick onto Adam is really big. No heavy to stall that pressure. Waterson does go down to AGB, and he gets traded though. So sniper advantage is in favor of Don't Press Tab, but here are bombs in from both soldiers. Everyone trying to get some damage in. Dog gets sniped in the meantime as Jay will go down on his bomb. But there's Lenny jumping up on the rock and taking down Rogue. Now Casper has a free Uber in a couple seconds. Looks like Don't Press Tab. They're going to want to try and use it to stall here.
Soapy hitting a great bomb earlier, kind of splitting the aggression in that fight, but then Lenny hitting that insane shot onto Rogue, making it so Don't Press Tab just has that capture for a little bit longer, but looks like MCM is trying to take this fast capture.
A good pipe from Dogs getting up forcing that as Casper goes down to 50 HP, so that's pretty much what MCM wanted, get that force out after Rogue went down, and now with their faster spawns, they're going to be able to repush here. The point's almost capped up as well, so they're actually not in too bad of a position. They need to get some space here.
Yeah, time's dwindling down on the side. Don't Press Tab here, but MCM is taking the response here, dropping off Cliff, trying to fight. Jay hitting a great bomb into Rogue, actually does end up getting the frag onto the enemy medic. Looks like Don't Press Tab is in a very safe position here. They don't have to worry about anything but keeping their medic alive. Only person down on their side is AGB.
Counter bomb.
Soapy with the great bomb. Oh, it doesn't get the air shot. Almost gets it. Good surf coming out of Casper though. And again, we're just gonna have to see a reset coming in here. Jay jumps out, and it looks like it's just a good reset. Lenny getting another pick onto Sandblast on Cliff. So now they have 3 picks to just stall time on.
Yeah, you gotta feel for Rogue there. He gets sniped on his walk up first, and the next life just gets bombed on by Jay at the base of Cliff. It's just so hard for him to stay alive there. But we will be on this respawn here. We're about a minute lead for Don't Press Tab here, and they have a 70% Uber ad to work with. Waterson opens things up with a snipe onto Wish, then kind of walk forward, try to edge the point forward a bit. But here's Soapy trying to get this force now. Lands on Cliff, gonna go flying in the skybox, and ends up... He goes all the way down and kills Lenny for his trouble, and the Sniper's gonna get traded though, and the bomb does not get the force that they needed.
That was a great bomb onto Lenny though, Soapy getting that trade onto the enemy sniper. Maybe they can try and play off that on spawn here. Casper's still holding his Uber at 100%. Rogue is at 75% Uber, trying to build up that little bit of Uber before they can try and take a push here. Looks like everyone's up. They're waiting for the heavy to spawn on the side of MCM. They do get him up now, so I want to see how they kind of take this push into the midpoint. They do have a lot of capture. They got to play around that for sure. Looks like they're running out straight main here. Sandblast trying to itch that cap. A good player. Rogue does not use yet. Doesn't drop the demo either, and it looks like they're taking an exchange onto the midpoint.
Yep, Uber is better for the side of MCM. It's been a solo onto Dog. They're going to get Sandblast in, flash towards the end of it, and the capture is almost going over. We see right now Wish jumping on, trying to defend, and with AGB's help, they will take down Eerie. Now point still isn't capped with his bombs forward from the side of MCM. Soapy gets onto the cliff, makes a distraction. MCM do not have the point yet, though. It's 10 seconds left for Don't Press Tab, and MCM finally gets the capture across. Rebound from Soapy, but he gets in front of the medic, not behind him, trying to find the kill, but he can't get it. And there's AGB in the backline of MCM, finds a chain stab on Rogue and Dog. Casper keeps his life as well on the other end, and it's a disaster for MCM. They need to hold this for 2 minutes, but you can't do that with no medic and no demo.
AGB the catalyst of destruction here, actually destroying the enemy team's combo, giving Blue, Don't Press Tab, the actual free capture. 10 seconds left on their overtime here. What is MCM going to do to try to walk back in and try to get some cap time down Demo and the sniper? Dog just respawning. I want to see how they try to enter this. Soapy going for a high bomb, looking to land on the sniper here. Great bomb onto Lenny, gets the pick. Casper does end up Ubering. They're going to lead on a Pyro and a Demo. Just going to split the other team's combo up. Ooh, that hits a great surf from Rogue. Johnny's still in. Actually does end up cleaning up Rogue, though.
MCM actually looked really good here. It turns into a 3v4 in the end, though, in Mini Sentry. But there's Dog getting piped down. It's not enough, as the last player is going to end up blocking the point here. Jay closing it out with a kill onto Waterson. Heavy right now. Eerie trying to get on the point. Big Fat Man with the fist. He can block for a while. Gets meleeed, actually, by Casper, which is big to take him down. No one else can get there in time, and that will be Don't Press Tab taking round 1.
Wow, great response coming out of the pick classes on the side of Don't Press Tab, finding amazing openings, killing Rogue numerous times when they try to repush off their own cliff here. AGB with that great stab at the end there. Honestly, the catalyst for that win there for the side of Don't Press Tab. So we are up 1-0 on the side of Don't Press Tab, and we're walking into the second mid.
Yep, first mid was very chaotic, although MCM did come out with a win. We'll have to see if they can repeat that performance here. Both Demo Man trading pretty much evenly. Now looks like we're going to see MCM walking across right side point. Adam has gone down instantly to a snipe. Early bomb from Soapy gets reflected all the way back onto the cliff. He will go down for his trouble. That said, MCM have pressure on the point. Eerie's walking across caution with help of Dog, but there's Dog going down to Lenny. That cliff angle being too big. We see Jay making a distraction on point, rebombing over the top. AGB gets a stab in on the backline. There's DM trading onto Lenny. There's a lot of players down from both sides, but the numbers advantage is in favor of MCM. Come with everything in the end.
Ooh, AGB's actually going for the stab here. He's disguised as something on point. He does get the stab onto Eerie. That's a good enough pick for him right now, but that doesn't mean he got any good picks for his team, though. The Medic still has full Uber out on the side of Rogue, so I want to see how MCM wins off this midpoint capture here. Sandblast ends up dying the Wish, so that's a little bit of an entry pick on the side of Don't Press Tab. Still a full Uber advantage here on the side of Rogue. I want to see how they play this. They don't have to push too aggressive here. They have the capture. They don't have to do a little bit of pushing over point to get like picked by a sniper or a spy.
Yeah, the Sandblast still 5 seconds on his spawn timer, so they can't quite take an aggressive Uber without him. They're going to have to do in response here. Bomb in from Jay. One rocket going to force that Uber out of Rogue before AGB can find the stab. They're now trying to walk forward. MCM need any picks they can get to stall the time. Casper's caught out. Casper ran in front of the house. That is not where he wanted to be at all. A bomb onto Soapy, onto Lenny, going to end up killing him. And all of a sudden, MCM came out really good there. AGB gets shot down right before he gets that backstab onto Rogue. Good job by BM there to counter espionage.
AGB actually almost had 2 stabs onto Rogue there. They were pretty open for him, but then the first one ended up being a Uber use, so saved Rogue's life there, and the second one had great Uber tracking coming out of the Pyro on the side of MCM. Jay bombing into connector, gets 2 picks! Demo and the Medic here. Great opening coming out of the side. Don't press tab. All they gotta do is walk forward or keep their heels up. Wish looking to pressure the sniper here. Good pressure onto that sniper for Casper to peek.
MCM ends up trying to sack in here for Casper, and that's what they're going to do. Soapy bombs in and actually gets the Demo Man. One more rocket will do it, and there's
Great
Casper.
rocket.
Or there's, Soapy with 2 kills there. Actually, Eerie stole that one from the connector, so even though things didn't go well for MCM after that bomb from Jay, they ended up getting the trades, and they still have control of the point here. Their spawns are slow, though, so they will end up losing this one, but they've gotten themselves out to a 1.5-minute lead in this round.
Yeah, they get that pick on Casper. They actually have that time advantage. That's actually a great amount of time on the side of MCM. Now all they gotta do is just try to get the repush going on here. Remember, both medics don't have Uber here, so all they gotta do is try to walk in and maybe get some picks from their snipers. They do. It's a Waterson versus Lenny matchup here. They can get some great picks. Dog actually gets backstabbed by AGB. Yeah, gets that demo pick. Gonna slow down their push for sure. So they are stuck behind house. Looks like they're just gonna have to wait until Dog respawns to try and respond to that pick.
Ooh, but there's Waterson opening things up with a snipe onto Lenny, and Rogue's on 90% Uber. This is great timing for MCM. Soapy is already behind on the cliff, gonna get the pack right before it gets chased down. Wish gonna fight him, but on the front end, the point is being fought. Eerie gonna go down to Jay, and Jay jumps out, so perfect play by him. Right now, we see MCM trying to edge the point to completion. Almost got that capture. There's the bomb from Jay, gonna end up forcing Rogue's Uber, and now they have to run forward, try to get something, unflash someone so they can cap the point. That's a-okay, and they're gonna get this capture. Adam is still on cliff, and that's all fine for both sides, although Don't Press Tab are gonna be happier about that because they have 90% Uber on the repush.
Yeah, that force was actually great because it gives them that Uber advantage to repush into them here. But it looks like Sandblast, and it looks like he wants to walk into them here, maybe get a free force. Yep, Sandblast gets that force. Rogue, all he has to do is try to live here just to Uber onto a scout. Not going to be able to get a lot of Uber. Yeah, he's not going to get any type of pick. He actually ends up living too. That's a great pick. Eerie person wants to peek off cliff here. They're going to try and deny the cap. They have a mini set up on concrete. This is the mini we're talking about. If they can keep that mini up on concrete, so much pressure on point, it's unable to cap. And looks like
great
BM
from BM there onto Lenny. He's going to extend his spawn timer to 18 seconds. And now we see Jay trying to get forward on Waterson. Waterson caught out, going to get explosive down in the pocket. So MCM, though, 90% Uber. They have everything they need to make repush here, except Waterson. They're going to end up going without him, though.
Yeah, both snipers are dead. Everyone's free to peek here. There's no threat of a sniper peeking from any type of high ground at all here. MCM looking to take that aggressive positioning. Ooh, Dog ends up dying to the heavy off cliff. Ooh, but Rogue wants to respond by Ubering into the enemy medic. Sandblast probably on a Sandblast call here. Sandblast unable to get any type of pick, but this will relieve a lot of pressure onto point here. I don't think they'll be able to Uber straight into the... Ooh, Lenny gets the med pick on that post-Uber fight. Ooh, and Sandblast ends up dying. So both Uber players ends up dying at the end of that fight, and they weren't able to get any captures. So that's a great play, or a great fight coming out of Don't Press Tab to respond to that Uber advantage push.
that fight was won from the moment where Adam peeked off cliff onto Dog and one-shot him with that Tomislav spray. When your Demo Man's not in that Uber, you can't get any damage for your scout to chase down. Sandblast was in there alone against like 6 people, so does not go their way. And now Don't Press Tab are going to even things out on the time front, and they have full Uber to work with as well.
Lenny going on a little bit of a streak here, getting multiple picks for his team as their enemy team's trying to push onto the point here. They have a little bit of cap time to work off of, though. Yuri is going to be edging cap with the Fist of Steel, but Uber is responded by the side of Don't Press Tab. They're probably going to be able to get this heavy. Yep, they do get a sniper and a demo pick, but it looks like the other players are able to exit to spawn. Actually, it looks like they're trying to play it.
on Rogue and Spawn.
AGB's on Rogue and Spawn.
Versus Rogue. AGB
Rogue
misses all of his revolver shots. That's unfortunate.
I don't know if Rogue got a saw off that, but it looks like Rogue ended up living to that spy. Yeah, so they have a little bit of advantage now, actually. And they have Uber. They're walking in out of main. All they gotta do is try to push this cap time here. Dog ends up dying to Adam again here. Are we gonna see the same Uber that happened the last time? Yes, we do. Sandblast splits the Uber here, actually running through main. Tries to chase with him, Rogue, but it looks like they just want to get that capture to secure this round, maybe.
Oh, but Lenny, his 6th kill is a headshot onto Rogue, got Eerie in the middle as well. And another one from Lenny. Oh. Lenny gets another shot into Soapy. Lenny is dominating. Adam gets a 7th as well, cleaning up Sandblast, and kills are in favor of Don't Press Tab. It's just the backliners of MCM right now. Heavy Demo NG backing up to spawn, and every time they make a push to get point, just something goes wrong. They can't get any positioning, and they lose out on that one once again.
The positioning of that post Uber, they always seem to lose Rogue at the end of that Uber fight, and Lenny just is able to go off a streak after that because his combo is just able to walk forward and just apply that pressure for him to peek off of. We want to see the enemy team like MCM just try to live more, honestly, when their post Ubers happen because they keep losing their medic to Lenny. Ooh, bomb coming in from Soapmeister, goes pretty deep.
There you go.
Unable to do anything though. Casper responds with an Uber. This is going to be an Uber ad push. Rogue will not be able to get Uber here. Eerie's very aggressive on point. Ooh, they end up killing the combo on the side of MCM. As a full wipe on the side of MCM. 2-0 for the side of Don't Press Tab. What a great play coming out of the pick classes on the side of Don't Press Tab. We see amazing picks coming out of these players in that round so far, and this is kind of what we expected walking into it, playing around these pick classes, getting those free frags for his combo to walk off of, and yep, he responded. He did exactly what we thought he was going to do. Great plays,
round is so bitter for MCM. You start out with a 1.5-minute lead. Sure, a couple pushes go all right. There's some like scuffles in the mid round that happen that actually end up giving you a position to retake the point, and every time it looked like you had something to push off of, some advantage, your Demo Man gets dropped in the Uber to the heavy, people get sniped in post, nothing goes right for them when they had the chance to, and you have to capitalize off those situations. If you make the 130 lead, then you aren't able to capitalize off of any of the mistakes from Don't Press Tab, then you're just not going to end up winning against them. If you're making that many more mistakes than them, you can't do anything, even if you do get a good start.
We have to recognize here, when we reach a top level of a game mode, every mistake you make could be crucial in your team's loss here. We just saw pretty good gameplay overall from both teams, but it just seems like MCM was just falling through to making more mistakes. And like I said in the beginning of that first round here, we see AGB actually top fragging for their team, which is actually what I kind of said, the catalyst of destruction. We see those pick classes both just dominating the map here. Lenny dropping 17 kills, AGB actually above them by 1 with 18. We just see that kind of pressure coming from their combo, though, actually, as well. We see Joey Lemons top frag, almost 600 damage a minute on the side of Joey Lemons here. And this is kind of what we were expecting here. It's just that domination coming out of both sides. And like I said, like those pick classes on the side of Don't Press Tab actually were half the reason why, or most of the reason why, like, even though they had that time advantage on the side of MCM, they just lost with those picks onto their and like on their medic and on their sniper and their demo. Like Adam dropping off cliff to get those demo picks, those were like game changing in my opinion as well. Those picks entering when they had disad and then losing their demo, that is like very crucial. And honestly, MCM will have to try to work around getting that heavy more pressure maybe in order to keep his demo alive on point.
Yeah, all of Don't Press Tab's players really having a pretty good game. Wish up there with 17 frags. Adam had a fantastic game and made very good plays. If anything, the weakest performer in that round for Don't Press Tab was Jay. And that's not something you almost ever say. So when the rest of your team, that's not like shade on him or anything. That just goes to show how much the rest of Don't Press Tab is actually playing phenomenally on this map. And it is their pick, so we do expect they're more practiced on it, but just phenomenal play all around from them. One thing I want to point out from the stats as well that we kind of were alluding to every time it happened, Rogue ended that 2 rounds with 9 deaths compared to Casper's 3. Even if you have the 1.5-minute lead, even if you have some players making some good plays occasionally, when your medic is dying 9 times to 3 in 2 rounds, it's very hard to win. You just don't have nearly as many heals.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to try and keep Rogue up a lot more often in order to try to keep this point pressure, because they had that a minute 30 on like advantage of time against the other team, but like they just kept losing that medic, and honestly, it just became a leapfrog situation where they had the Uber on the side of MCM, they took it in, but then they potentially would maybe lose one or multiple, and then when Rogue dies, it's just a catalyst for the other team to just decide, okay, we're gonna walk in and just retake that cap for free because they don't have heals. All we gotta do is that battle of aggression, right? We just have that heals, and we can just basically just walk in because they can't do anything. They have no heals, so honestly, just the mistakes are kind of obvious at this point, and I want to see how they kind of respond and maybe fix it into this next half.
Yeah, for MCM, you had promise there, you had good pushes, you had time leads in both rounds. So if you can just fix some of the mid-round mistakes, make some of your pushes cleaner to end, keep Rogue alive, for more than half of the game would be optimal.
Yeah,
all of a
for
sudden
sure.
you're looking at winnable rounds. Like, they definitely have the basis. It's just they're not playing on nearly the level they need to be able to consistently beat Don't Press Tab.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like we're going to be starting on to the next mid now, actually. So this is half 2 for the side of Don't Press Tab versus MCM. Up 2-0 for the side of Don't Press Tab here. Oh, demos are actually going to be trading spam, just as usual. Looks like both meds are actually able to walk out main. Fast bomb on Jay, onto the medic.
He gets cleaned up.
Actually, gets cleaned up very fast.
There, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Rogue ends up living. He's actually full HP. Oh, we have a response coming out of Soapy. He's going to be bombing onto their cliff. He might take fall damage. Oh, he actually lands on the kit. Looks like the side of MCM wants to walk forward here, though. Eerie has the right idea. Walking forward past caution, try to pressure them out of main.
Here in just a second.
Oh, yeah, great timing from Eerie. He knew what he was doing there. He wanted to pressure them out there and fight that heavy. Even with the arrow, Adam still loses that because Eerie had the positioning and the health advantage. Eerie solo caps. Jay going for the fast bomb onto the med. Oh, is he gonna get the med?
Oh, he missed. Great serve from Rogue there, actually, to dodge that second rocket. But more people are
Wish
coming
gets
in.
in.
And there's Wish gonna two-shot Rogue and Dog. That Don't Press Tab re-aggression after their initial spawners is gonna let them come in and get this recapture. Casper also stayed alive throughout that entire ordeal. Gonna be at 100% Uber. Looks like they are delaying for Joe Lemon's spawn. Very good play from them. And even though it's a 20-second lead for MCM, that swing is very in the favor of Don't Press Tab.
It was looking so good for the side of MCM. They had the mid cap. They even had numbers and picks. All they had to do was just try to live there. But on the side of Don't Press Tab, they said, let's just walk into them and see how many picks we can get. And with the help of Jay and Wish, they actually ended up getting Rogue, which is a great thing for the side of Don't Press Tab because Casper is able to get that full advantage here soon. Just playing behind a rock, just trying to play passive. Maybe anticipating a sack soon. Lenny takes the snipe onto Waters and gets the pick. Looks like we have a sniper down on the side of MCM now, which is going to make it really hard to take this refight.
Yeah, but it looks like they're not really setting up for a bomb either. Soldier Demo aren't with the rest of them getting buffed. So they just want to
bomb on
drive on the
Casper.
point here. Yep, we see Soapy gonna bomb onto Casper, force that Uber. That's very good for MCM. They have lost some players in the sack, that's fine. As long as they can get Rogue out, Rogue trying to get out and will end up making it into the spawn area. So good play by MCM there to kind of negate their disadvantage. Now they're only 30 seconds in the hole and they have Uber out to push.
Yeah, that was a scout feed on the side of Wish here. MCM with that pick and the Ubers now. I'm not too sure what the Ubers are right now, but they do have the advantage here. 85 on Rogue, so they will have Uber in a couple seconds here. All they got to do is try to walk in and try not to use instantly and just try to get that mid capture and try to relay off that. Soapy might start having those good distract bombs, actually. Waterson gets stabbed by AGB, and Marty ends up getting killed by the enemy engineer, and
another
Sambos
bomb
has
from
on
Jay,
point.
and ends up getting the force onto Rogue in the backline. A lot of MCM players have gone down. Carson, Joey, and Wish all getting one. It's just a solo onto Dog, and that means there's no chase potential. There's AGB in the backline again, gonna stab Dog, and Rogue's left all alone. That was collapsed on instantly by the entirety Don't Press Tab. They don't lose a single player until now. We see Jay jumping in and dying, but that's a-okay. Don't Press Tab retains control of the point.
I want to note here that AGB and Jay have insane timing together. At the same time, AGB is decloaking onto the enemy combo. Jay is already in the middle of the air, ready to just collapse on them with the enemy, with his spy, and they just get so many picks doing that. And I see that coordination that you kind of expect to on their map pick, kind of what they've been practicing for the entire season. Oh, it looks like we're gonna see a sack wave. Soapy Monster bombing in. Ooh, Casper gets stabbed by BM actually, so they do get the medic in that sack wave. Rogue is actually committing here. He might die. Wish pushes up against the medic. Ooh, they're just running it through a chainsaw here. Don't Press Tab ends up cleaning up everything, even after a sack wave. Casper not very happy to see the enemy medic dying on that push there, but Don't Press Tab actually wins that, surprisingly. Even with the capture, they already had it and they lost their med, but they ended up winning that fight.
It amazes me how decisive and aggressive Don't Press Tab can be. We saw they lost their medic and two others on the back end of that sack. Immediately, Jay and Wish were in on Rogue and they killed them pretty much instantly on that rock. So MCM just not ready for that counter aggression so fast. Whenever a team loses 3, it's not normally you're going to expect 6, but you got to be careful of that. Stickies actually miss Rogue. They're going to get Sandblast there. Bombing from Jay. He gets Waterson, trying to find any more. Doesn't get another rocket off. Wish is aggressive again. Gets put down to very low HP. Gonna have to back up. And there's Carson feeding through the connector. Eerie on a 2K. Joe Lemon's going down as well.
Casper
this is
doesn't have
MCM's
Uber.
best position here.
Yeah, both teams don't have Uber here.
He's so low.
Ooh, yeah, Eerie cleans up the pyro. Wish is actually running straight through. Oh, he's trying to get something. Oh, dude, the man was so low in that push. He could have actually gotten Rogue there. Rogue is down to half HP, under 40%. That was actually pretty close, but looks like Waterson is set up, ready to come in, fight when they come in here. Jay going for the bomb. Gets the free bomb with the Rogue.
One rocket, one kill.
My God.
There you go. And there's
Dude,
AGB, insult to injury, putting out Waterson. And then Rogue and Waterson get their spawn timers extended. We're already in overtime, by the way, for Don't Press Tab. One recapture, and they take the third round here.
Jay was like, I saw my team having fun last half. Now it's my turn. Ending up getting that one rocket onto the Rogue and killing him. Casper Ubering in here, basically for free here. The medic on the side of red team isn't even alive. All they gotta do is just capture the point on their 0-0 overtime. And that's all they have to do to win this round. Sandblast is coming in. Oh, he doesn't kill Wish.
Dog
Wish
gets
lived like 40 health
instantly. There we go. That's the most decisive round we've had so far. And it's off the halftime break for Don't Press Tab.
I wonder what they talked about during that halftime pause, because I'm kind of curious what they were actually discussing, because Jay is actually dominating now compared to last half, and everyone on the side, everyone on the side of Don't Press Tab definitely putting in work as well, but this is so one-sided at this point. I want to see how MCM kind of comes back from this. Same mid coming out of both demos. Dog looking to just play a little bit past here. Oh, he's so low.
Gets hurt. He needs an arrow.
Soapy going for the bomb through main here, landing on their grass, but it looks like they want to turn around for him. Wish chasing him into spawn. Nope, doesn't look like they do. Adam gets touched up by Waterson. Waterson on a huge streak right now. Let's see how Lenny responds to it. Oh, gets the soldier. Ooh, Lenny gets backstabbed by BM. Wow, Waterson actually dominating now. He wants to win this round as much as anyone else does on the team, but he is dominating right now.
GB in, not going to find his stab, and even though MCM do have numbers and Uber advantage, they're actually going to wait for their spawners here. They're down Eerie and Dog, but there's in the backline BM. Chain stab onto Lenny and Casper, going to get the two of them, and off of that, this should be a pretty decisive mid. Watch out though, Don't Press Tab, they always go in. Rogue surfing on the cliff, dodges that second rocket from Jay, and he will be far and away from Wish because of that surf. Wish got air stickied, so this time MCM saw the aggression coming. They respond to it in kind. They will get this mid fight after they clean up connector here.
Good thing on the side of MCM, no one ended up dying there, so they ended up living, getting the picks that they needed to. Those sacks onto the medic, they ended up getting picked up pretty freely, honestly. Now we have a full advantage Uber on the side of Rogue. MCM, I want to see how they play this. The pick class on the side of MCM are dominating, but they do lose Aaron on the flank and Soapy Meister. Damn, great air shot coming out of Jay. Looks like it's going to be a situation where MCM's actually down players with advantage. I want to see how they play this.
Dead. Don't demo man. Lenny sniped him out, so no Sticky's able to dissuade this push. It's just Sandblast forward here. Gonna take a solo, but we see Rogue get launched into the sky. Sandblast doesn't have Uber yet. Gonna get that flash back and run to the enemy team, but no kills are gonna be found.
Jay relaying after Uber ends. He's bombing onto the medic here. Free bomb onto the medic. Hits two directs, instantly killing Rogue. Oh, and they end up cleaning up the scout. AGB and Jay working like butter right now, honestly, and it looks like MCM just losing that decisively, only being 3 up on the end of that fight.
Yeah, buttering Rogue's bread on every bomb in there. It's gonna kill him on repeat. It seems like MCM have won every mid fight, but they just can't actually keep positioning enough in mid round to stop their team from dying on repeat. It's just Don't Press Tab's aggression is so good. Len just ate a headshot for Waterson, or Marty did rather. He ate Lenny's headshot on China, so Waterson gets another chance, hits a headshot. Right now both teams posturing. Casper is 100% Uber to Rogue's 40, so they're gonna have to work for this one a bit. They might try to drive pressure.
Yeah, this is still a little bit of fear when they get that entry pick off their own spawns when Lenny gets the pyro. Ooh, it looks like Casper ends up using it, but Joey Lennon gets picked by Waterson, so they already have that pick on the demo at the end of this fight. I want to see how they end up living in this fight here and how they take the repush. Dog is up and alive. Lenny ends up getting sniped by Waterson. Lenny on a streak of a 5-kill streak right now. Rogue is peeking the sniper, but it looks like Lenny gets pressured out, so with a great bomb.
A lot of damage.
Ooh, Lenny ends up cleaning it up.
Lenny to clean up, yeah. And MCM do have position here, so they will be able to cap this up. Casper's on 22 HP, so he's very worse for wear. Going to try and stay in the fight, though. Peeking in and out. Adam gets taken low as well.
AGB on the sniper ends up getting the pick there. AGB just pressuring that behind enemy lines on the side of MCM. Jay with a great bomb. Oh, what a great flick coming out of Marty.
One on his force. He got sticky down to literally 1 HP. Gonna pop that one out just in time. Don't Press Tab are okay with that though. They get Casper out with 55% Uber, and even though MCM get that cap up and even up the time, they're gonna have to hold another Don't Press Tab push.
Alright, Rogue ends up living in that fight here, and Lenny is down right now. There's a lot of pressure on the side of MCM, but it looks like Joey's trying to cap by himself here. Casper's just trying to buff a bro in his main. Samus might die here. Great bomb coming out of Soapy, and it gets denied by Adam. Oh, 3 pipes coming out of Dog.
Jay's alone though. No one's defending Rogue, and a 2-rocket down Rogue for what feels like the 5th time this game or more. And now we have players on the point. AGB, he's gotten Eerie and Dog in the past couple seconds. Those 2 combo picks in combination with the Rogue pick are going to completely wipe out MCM's combo. Now we see Don't Press Tab with the faster respawn is going to be able to walk up here and take this recapture. That said, they are down about 45 seconds by the time they get this one capped.
Oh, why is it getting an entry pick onto Joey Lemon? So Don't Press Tab is actually down the demo. So that's a pretty good pick coming out of the side of MCM. They're going to try and just get some cap time though. They have so much cap to play around. They just got to wait for the demo to respawn before they try to do anything. Unless they get a pick on the side of Lenny or AGB maybe. Looks like the spy is not in a position to do anything. Oh, actually going on the med. Oh, it doesn't get it though. Very close stab. Marty with the great spy tracking there. And Eerie, good cleanup on the point onto Wish. This is actually looking really good for the side of MCM, getting all those crucial picks in order to hold this point. Lenny is dead. No picks to be found anywhere on the map on the side of Don't Press Tab. Jay looking to just play passive on the grass, but Soapy's actually challenging him. Ooh,
wins that one.
Great shot. Wow,
that's revenge for the air shot earlier on Concrete. And MCM, with that hold, they're going to keep their Uber. Both meds have around 90% because Casper ended up living. Now they're trying the enemy Concrete hold. They tried this one a lot in their previous product matches. They're going to catch AGB out early, so no threat of that backstab. And now we have to see if Don't Press Tab respond to this. Yeah, it's the first time they had to deal with it.
Well, they're going in actually, but Rogue has Uber. They just want to try to. They're already losing 3 people, but Dog ends up taking the Uber. Try to get the pick. Oh, but it's not added anymore. Casper ends up getting the Uber, but Eerie is getting 2 picks on the flank. This is actually great. Eerie is able to split that pressure, but Rogue actually have to get out there.
They have to get out.
Oh man, Soapy ends up getting out late there just to kind of try to salvage.
Shot into a pipe. That's brutal.
My goodness.
And Rogue's the sole survivor. That's really vexing that he couldn't charge off of anyone. But you know, the MCM did end up getting to overtime, so this is the best position they've been in to take around so far. All they need to do is cap 1 time in 2 minutes. Even if Casper has about 20-30% advantage, it won't be too big. They'll have 2 or 3 shots to make this happen.
Remember that MCM is down 3 rounds right now in the second half on product. They got to try and secure this round here in order to stay in this. Remember, they are down Uber advantage as well as numbers right now. Watterson already gets stabbed by AGB. AGB's ready to play this out here. Take out this last round for his team. They're coming in Soapy with the great bomb.
Gonna clean up off that bomb. A bunch of damage coming in from MCM's sack wave, and they are gonna get the enemy medic. That's exactly what they needed. Now Rogue on 65%. They're gonna want to build this Uber up and make one more decisive push. Don't Press Tab need to hold with no Uber.
Dude, the pick classes on both sides are kind of just playing off of each other's aggression. We see the response coming out of BM in order to get that med pick, while HB enters, gets that entry pick onto Watterson, making Don't Press Tab's life so much harder. Watterson actually gets a pick on Lenny, so this is a great time to push in here. BM, remember, Rogue has advantage here, and Casper died early. They're taking the Uber pretty deep onto Cliff. I don't think they're going to get many picks here.
All they need is a capture. Remember, MCM, they just get this capture, they win. Don't Press Tab, kite out to house, so that's pretty good overall. They ended up losing Adam, Andrew, and Lemons. No. AGB gets stabbed onto Rogue, but it's not enough. They need to kill the combat classes. Those are where they're going to win this round, and MCM, they pull it out. They have the players on the point at the end, and that is a round for them. Now 3-1 for Don't Press Tab, but MCM are on the board.
I wonder if we're going to see a switch here. Maybe I want to see this go to the final round here, but we are on to the next mid here in the second half. Rounds currently are 3-1 in favor of Don't Press Tab here. I want to see what kind of happens on the mid. Are we going to see these fast soldier bombs, aggression behind? Maybe we're going to see some early picks coming out of the snipers. Both snipers are actually feeling themselves pretty well into this match here. It looks like early picks happening. Soapy does do that same bomb, but he actually gets denied. Ooh, they just chase him for that free pick, but Waters ends up dying to Jay as well, so Jay gets in for free. Soapy gets denied, unfortunately. AGB looking for a decloak in main, maybe. With the aggression of his team, which is actually so deep. AGB looking to go behind house here, go for a stab here. We don't want to forget, Rogue is like almost half HP. Wish goes to take the fight with Sandblast. Very convincing Sandblast wins that, but honestly, another mid loss for the side of MCM. MCM has these great mids. They have the right idea, but the execution is just way off here, it looks like. So Don't Press Tab just have to play it well, and then they end up winning it usually.
Yeah, that's the first time they've ended up losing the mid, and what's interesting is we saw Don't Press Tab actually get the aggression forward after they denied Soapy's bomb. They had player out, they walked caution. Whatever team has walked caution first has ended up winning so far, so the aggression has been good. BM gonna open things up on this push with a stab onto Adam. Sack in, gonna do big damage to Joey Lemons. He gets taken out by the scattergun as the Ubers are being traded out, but it's a lot more players and better players out for MCM. They're gonna have stickies on Casper's retreat. Casper's 1 HP. BM might have a chance to clean him up, but people are fighting point right now. Wish gonna get taken down in just a second here. Actually makes it out. BM can't get the medic pick, and that will be another fight won for MCM.
Kind of sad that the eyes were drawn away from Watterson, and Wish was just able to walk forward, get that free pick, scot-free. He didn't even die on that sniper pick, so now they have that sniper pick to play around because they did delay him after the capture. Casper in main for free here. Looks like HB tries to go for something, fails, but Rogue ends up dying to Lenny.
Rogue can get sniped by Lenny there. He had 70%, but no more.
Another one.
Yeah, Lenny snipes Eerie's ball in the back out. Oh, Watterson!
The response from Watterson.
Where was that angle? That was China angle. Casper standing aside on too long of his own, and now that Uber has swung back in the favor of Rogue once he gets charging here. MCM, they do need to recapture, though. They're down 30 seconds. They will have some Uber, though.
Looks like Don't Press Tab actually does get the capture. They still have the advantage of time on the, against MCM here, but Sandblast, he wants to try to react to that. He wants to get that early capture. He does have a buff, so he's able to capture it for a pretty long time. The mini needs to die on Concrete, though. That pressure from the mini is delaying this capture even longer. BM gets a pick onto Jay. That actually might be a great pick for the side of MCM. They don't have to worry about that soldier bombing Rogue at the end of fights here. Yeah, look, they're so pressured by that pick. Kind of was a catalyst for this team to play more passive here. Yep, they get that free pick. Oh, they get the capture, but they actually end up losing 5 on the side of MCM, so that's not what you want to see when you're trying to take that fight on point. And looks like don't press tab, you know, they just walk back on point and get that free capture again.
Yeah, that's one of the moments where you all end up grouping back up on the point. You have no one flanking out either side, and you just get collapsed on once you capture. They do get about 10 seconds off that cap, and they're going to keep their medic alive, so at least they'll be able to repush here with just a second with full Uber. Now they need to be able to take the point, win a trade, and keep the point here.
Yep, I don't know if I think Ubers are going to be pretty much even here, and I think they're just trying to wait and set up a push here. BM is actually already behind, so he's probably calling the position on the other side's combo. Casper already low. They're taking Uber on Sandblast. Sandblast taking basically the most of the Uber. They get the Uber. Joey Lemons actually just takes an exchange, just a solo, looks like. They know they have point. They don't have to push too far away. Looks like MCM wants to try to push in now onto point. They don't get any cap time at all.
He's literally 1 HP. He needs to back up for Pack. There's no heals right now for MCM, although they do have players on the point. Lenny got a snipe on Waterson though, so he is watching this being a big threat.
He must have lived to like 5 HP. Looks like MCM does get the capture though. No, wait, Sandblast ends up dying for it. Lenny gets piped though, so Dog actually gets the sniper, so MCM can't stay in this. Wish is playing pretty aggressive here. Eerie has that connector control.
Eerie needs an arrow.
Though. Yeah, the both
can't get the arrow to back up, and all the forward pressure from Don't Press Tab is going to buy them the point back once again. Soapy going to crater, not able to get any heals, and that is another capture in 45 seconds left on the clock for Don't Press Tab. 2 minutes for MCM. Remember, if Don't Press Tab win this round, they take map 1, and there's Jay jumping in, getting kills onto Rogue and Dog. It's a disaster for MCM on this backwards hold. They could not get any players to watch for that bomb, and now they're in desperation mode. Casper's going to have full Uber, and there's only 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left on the side of Don't Press Tab. All I gotta do is take that great exchange at the end here of this point cap, and they just win the round here. I want to see how they play this out. Carson actually gets a pick on Sandblast, so they're already down 3. They can't really wait for their spawners here. They don't even have like their demo in position to go anywhere now. So Lenny's watching main, so they can't even walk through main here. 10 seconds or 5 seconds left. All they gotta do is just Uber on capture here. Dog's in, gets that pick, but that not even matter here. Casper using it on the pyro.
Solo onto Johnny from Cali, gives him a med pick.
And that's the round there. So it's going to be 4-1 on the side of Don't Press Tab. Don't Press Tab map pick was product, so pretty concise win. Looks like they were practicing on this map a lot here, maybe in the regular season as well as before their match before MCM here. But overall, pretty dominating performance coming out of Don't Press Tab. I'm actually very surprised on the side of MCM, though. Their pick classes were trying pretty hard to salvage what they could for their team, but it just wasn't enough. Those med picks that Lenny was getting were very crucial for their victory, honestly. Those picks ended up just splitting their combo in half, making it impossible to even try to play point.
Yeah, in that second half, there was just a lot of the same domination. Overall, we're not really surprised with how this result panned out because we knew Don't Press Tab would be favored on the map. We knew that MCM had taken some rounds off in the regular season, so if things went well for them, they would be able to take rounds, but in the end, they're just not able to consistently keep up with Don't Press Tab on their map pick. A lot of pop-off players, a lot of pop-off performances from Don't Press Tab here, and 1-0 Don't Press Tab in this upper bracket grand finals.
This is going to be a best of 3 here, so we have 2 maps potentially we're going to be playing here. Next one is going to be Vigil, but just taking a look at the logs with me here, Zagron, I see that Jay ended up performing extremely well. Yeah, the enemy flank here, or Don't Press Tab's flank was actually just dominating this half here in the second half of product. Jay getting those crucial med picks. He actually had 2 air shots. I didn't even get to see half of them, but Jay getting 5 med picks. Most med picks in the server, next up being 3 from the side of BM. Again, but BM's med picks were actually very crucial in the cap time that MCM was able to get off them. But there were some times where when MCM did get those picks, they were unable to play off it very well, and they ended up just losing the capture right after. I don't know if you noticed that too, but like sometimes they had those advantages and then they end up just feeding, and then like Don't Press Tab would just be able to capture right after. So I'm surprised like how easy a switch up can happen like that, where it looks like you're winning and then you end up just like flopping over and just dying like a fish. Like kind of unfortunate on the side of MCM, but you know, it is expected, like you said. Don't Press Tab's probably one of their best maps, honestly, with the caliber of players they have. So I want to see how this next map does end up going though. But what do you see from the logs right now that kind of stands out to you?
Lenny in that second half was 17-9. When you're that dominant on sniper, you get all these kills, 25 headshots compared to 12 from Waterson. You're outputting nearly 500 DPM. He top DPM'd his team as well, Lenny in that round, and only died 9 times. That's very low deaths for a sniper. He's able to just hang in there, make consistent threat onto the combo and all the players for MCM. It's super hard to play product when the enemy sniper's just always alive, always hitting you for 150. Even if you're not insta-dying, you need to now go back for a buff. And if that sniper is doing that, you can't get any position. And like you mentioned, where they'd sometimes get the capture, then all explodes because they didn't have any position. Their post was not good. They had no heals. They had no players ready to collapse in. And a lot of that is because of the pressure Lenny was able to output.
I actually would like to point out that Dog actually had 560 damage a minute in that half, so he actually ended up top damaging over like for his team and over actually a majority of the side of Don't Press Tab. So he was actually outputting a lot of damage. I'm surprised that with that amount of damage, not a lot more things were opened up to the side of MCM here, but it is what it is sometimes on product. There are a lot of spam like angles you could do in order to confirm you that kind of high damage, but unless you're getting those Uber exchanges out and doing those damage where it matters, sometimes it just won't be anything to kind of play off of because all you need to do is get an arrow from your medic and you're back to full HP. So that's kind of disappointing to see. Unfortunately, Dog was playing his heart out. I was watching him play. A bit. I kind of wished the Ubers on the side of MCM were taken kind of more methodically because it kind of looked like they kind of rushed in, took their scout in, tried to get as many picks as they could, but then they didn't kind of calculate that they had Uber too. So it just ended up being a worse Uber overall. But that's just from what I saw from my perspective here. But we are going to be looking into the next map here. I am kind of curious since it is MCM's pick. I kind of want to see how they kind of come back from this 4-1 against Don't Press Tab. If they're able to kind of dominate on stopwatch, or they're able to just like kind of be more decisive with their wins here.
I think the confidence level is definitely going to be a lot higher when you're playing on a map like Product. And we mentioned in the first half, Rogue's death count was not good. In the second half, over 3 rounds, it was 10 compared to 5 from Casper, so still not the best. Although if you look at who actually got the kills into Rogue, 5 of it was Jay. 5 of Rogue's deaths, half of them were from Jay. If you negate those 5 deaths from Jay, he's even with Casper, which makes it even. I know you can't really do that, but for the context of Product versus Vigil, it's a lot less likely the soldier's going to be able to jump in and kill you on repeat on a map like Vigil than Product. Right. So I feel like MCM, their combo's going to be a lot more comfortable hanging in on this payload map, a lot slower than the chaos of Product. So they picked it for a reason is what I want to think here.
Yeah, for sure. We do have a prediction going on right now here for the map 2 of Vigil. Don't Press Tab versus Man Crush Monday. That remember, this is Man Crush Monday's pick here going into map 2. They did put a lot of practice into it. I was actually spectating their scrims over the weekend here, and they were very confident on this map, it looks like. So I'm ready to see some exciting gameplay coming out of MCM here. We are currently just waiting for the match to start as well. So everyone just take their predictions in chat. I'm kind of predicting that maybe MCM will come as a victor here into the second half, or second map, sorry. But it might be kind of close, so I'm kind of curious how Don't Press Tab will play into this next map here.
Yep, and judging by how the teams are lining up here, looks like we're going to have Don't Press Tab actually on defense first, MCM on offense. I do believe since it's MCM's pick, Don't Press Tab got to choose, and they wanted to choose defense, so wanting to see if they can stump MCM, make them set a really bad pace for them to easily come in and take over. That's probably what they're going for here. MCM, with this offense, though, they're going to have to come out strong. They're going to need to set a good time on Vigil. For context, Vigil goes in between... A really fast time is around 5 minutes, average being between 6 and 7. Any longer than that, and you can tell you got held up on a point for a bit too long. 8-minute to 9-minute times are what you don't want to see here for MCM.
Yeah, for sure. What I'm looking at, since Vigil is actually a pretty, compared to other payload maps, each point's actually kind of split up kind of smaller than I thought. Because if we're looking at each individual point, you can actually finish one capture of one point and actually just be already on the second one like instantly. If we're looking at the distance between maybe like second and third, the car has a long distance to go, but the combo on the offense actually can just get to their spawn and lock them out of spawn pretty fast. So that's kind of how you're going to have that time advantage, is if you can be pretty concise with your push calls, be very fast on your rotates, you might be able to have like very fast times, like honestly like a minimum like 5 minutes. Honestly, like that's a pretty good time.
Yeah, if you're going to compare Vigil to a map like either Upward or Swiftwater, it's definitely closer to the Upward half of the spectrum, where you will be seeing some potential snowballs, multiple points going over, teams exploding in their spawn gate if they're not careful. So when momentum is very important on a map like this, it's important that in your posts you're able to keep players alive. If the defenses aren't able to keep players alive, back out with maybe your sentry gun, maybe with just keeping your NG medic heavy alive, you're going to get into really bad predicaments where you're just going to keep losing ground over and over. You're not going to be able to stabilize. Before you know it, you're on last and there's 4 minutes through 3 points. And all of a sudden you're thinking, oh no, what do we do? You just have to hope for a miracle hold on last. That's not what you want to see going over.
Yeah, but one mistake on the side of the offense players could actually be a great thing for the defense players, because if you can reestablish that hold on any of these points, maybe unlike first, because a lot of teams like to give up the first point on Vigil. Same with the likes of like Upward potentially. There are some teams that can hold Upward first for a very long time, but for this map it's actually very, very hard because the offense team has a lot of high ground they can play off of. They have a way more open flank. So, but honestly, like if one mistake, like maybe a med pick or like a combo wiping entirely, the defense team can actually play out that, and it can secure the minutes of time, like many minutes, honestly. So that's what MCM's kind of banking off of, is they can establish that hold on their defense, get that time where it matters, and able to have that good time on their offense.
Yeah, for this first point with me loading into first, the thing you guys are going to see, there's three standard, I say standard, there's really two standard and one off-meta things that you'll see a defense start to do. The off-meta one is holding a defensive left side on the log. That really doesn't happen anymore. It used to be a theory where like you could try and hold first from it. Not very popular. What most of the time is going to happen, like as I said, is teams are just going to give up first, back it out, go for whatever picks you can, then just leave without losing anything. Teams are either going to do that from the back hill or from the tunnel. I do believe I've seen Don't Press Tab in the past, like this core of players use the tunnel back out where they have their players positioned in the front area instead of the back area, and they walk back up to hill. Whereas it's more standard to kind of play the back hill, just back out with your sentry gun. We'll see which ones Don't Press Tab ends up starting with. Either way, same result. Map really kicks off on the second point.
Yeah, for sure. The reason why I think people leave tunnel over hill, because there are some times where the engineer will have to get his gun out through hill, and you actually might meet a spy on your back out onto the second point, and that spy could be able to maybe even get your medic if you back up hill. So that's why people opt to leave through cave. It's a little bit easier for you to be on your medic there because it's a lot more closed in, and you're able to spy check a lot easier. So I want to see which direction they go with that. In the end, as long as they can get their medic and their gun onto second point, it doesn't really matter which one they do. But I don't know which ones these teams prefer. But again, talking about that forward hold, I don't think teams do that anymore because it's pretty easy to break. Honestly, just kind of do sack waves and have people set up in a position to hold an angle, spam their combo and stuff like that. But who knows? This is a playoff contention match, so they could actually just pull it out of nowhere. And a lot of teams might not even be practicing to play against it, so that might be something we might want to look into as well.
Yeah, second's actually going to be really interesting now that you brought it up. But these teams could choose to do some like really weird stuff where normally the pattern on second is we are already up here. We're going to be starting this match right now as setup time goes off. Something teams normally do on second, the standard play pattern is you'll Uber over through hill, or you'll Uber through side tunnel or front tunnel, and then you'll just try and trade that, and then you'll rotate back onto hill and re-push through the hill. And that works because the defensive Uber is a lot more threatening on this point, where offense, if you can get space out and move around by the top of the hill without getting denied by the enemy Uber, you'll have a bigger advantage in the post. So if you can just trade those Ubers, that's fine. Some teams have opted actually into full tunnel pushes, where they're just going to Uber everyone out through main tunnel, kill the gun, and stack cart, try to get your powered air blast up, which could be a curveball if a team really wants a fast time.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you were watching, but Joey Lemons has his sticks inside of the first capture, so he has no sticks forward. What he's trying to opt to do here is he's going to have the sticks set in where the cart's going to lead into the first point, and maybe get some free picks on the cart like that. I know a lot of demos try to do that. I kind of see Joey Lemons doing this very, very frequently, so MCM probably already knows that he's going to do that. But I want to see if he doesn't getting those picks. They're just normal stickies too. They're not like crit stickies or anything like that. But we are going into the first half here. Lenny already getting a pick onto the enemy demo man. That angle is pretty tight there, and you can see right into spawn. But that pick's not going to do too much, because all it's going to mean is it's going to be a little bit of a slower push out on the side of Man Crush Monday. It's just going to be a little bit slow. They actually have the gun very passive. I don't think they even have the gun on the first. It's probably... I think
it's already back on the hill. I wonder if he's going to keep it here. It looks like he is, because no rescue ranger to take it back from. You see BM going for his decloak, not going to work. That's kind of just a shot in the dark that you do. No really downside to going for it, but
huge ball from Soapy.
Capped here.
Yeah, they actually end up getting wished, so that's a little bit of a flank pick. They can try to work that into cave here, and what you were talking about, where they can kind of pressure into cave a lot more than maybe on hill.
Stickies just now.
Oh no, yeah, they definitely. I think they had to deal with that in their scrims against them, so they knew how to check that this time. So looks like they had the capture pretty fast first cap. So again, yeah, they opted up to give up first point, like we said. I want to see how they take the Uber in. They have all of cave here, but Soapy ends up dying to Jay, and Sandblast ends up dying to Adam. So it looks like they ended up losing.
Two-man Uber over hill, and everyone else is going tunnel.
Yeah, and they also have 3 picks down actually too. So Uber's just happening. Joey Lemons is opting to just go forward with this Uber. They don't get any picks though, so it is gonna reset to even Uber here. Adam wants to clear tunnel there, and it looks like it's gonna have to reset here on the first MCM.
Yeah, just a normal Uber trade, nothing too much happening, no players dying in it. Now we're going to see MCM regrouping in the side tunnel. I hear a banner being popped out right now.
Jay popped a banner.
Yeah, that's for the side of Don't Press Tab. He's holding it, so the second he sees the enemy, he's going to pop it out. He does get the call, they're going to use it, and we see MCM actually back off it. They want nothing to do with that. They're all out of tunnel immediately.
Rogue's out of dodge here. He doesn't end up dying to that battalion's play. It makes sense here, but he does lose a lot of his flank there, so right now all they gotta do is worry about getting that Uber charge. Both medics pretty close. Rogue actually has a little bit of advantage. I wonder if he's tracking that. Oh,
Rogue
never mind. He gets stabbed to the
by
AGB.
AGB on the hill walk up, which is disastrous for MCM here. They had 80% Uber around this, so they're gonna have to wait a long time to get this one back. Cart is being ×2 to bit, will get cleared for now, and all of a sudden don't press tab of a commanding lead so far just because MCM, they're at a bit of a loss right now.
Yeah, that was pretty disastrous on the side of Man-Crush Monday. Casper up 100% on the side of Rogue. I want to see how they kind of break this hold here, because now they have to worry about getting the Uber charge, as well as having that default gun hold on the side of Don't Press Tab. BM actually in on the medic. Oh, misses the stab. Oh, Johnny from Cali actually hitting a great spy check there. And
it looks like we're going to pause.
Yeah,
First one of the night. At least we made it through a map with that one. That's kind of rare for Highlander, but, you know, we will be waiting for some unpause here. I want to point out something that may or may not be due to miscommunication or tilt or whatever. I don't want to, like, you know, imply anything. The STV stats tell you how long it takes for a medic to heal after he got out of spawn. It took Rogue 13 seconds to start healing. Nobody went to pick him up.
Yeah, they were way more like curious about what's going on in tunnel, even though honestly there's nothing to do there but wait for Uber on the side of the flank players. They could have definitely been building Uber this entire time, making the time a little bit shorter to kind of have that exchange on hill again maybe. But now we're gonna have to wait. I wonder if this pause was tactical.
Is nearly like 25 to 30% of an Uber that they just chose they didn't want.
Exactly, yeah, and even especially if the scout decided to build that. I know some teams actually run a scout with the Boston Basher on stopwatch in order to have those payload kind of ad pushes where you kind of exchange and then your med kind of builds Uber. I think you can do it as heavy as well. Maybe the Fist of Steel, correct? I think that's something people do as well. I'm not too sure if they changed that, but yeah, they chose just to have a little bit more time to wait while Rogue gets Uber. And during the pause, it looked like they're kind of opting to play into tunnel here, so I'm kind of curious what they want to do. BM just died, so it looks like the sack's not possible anymore.
Speaking of the sack not being possible, like how Dolphin is the camera on Soapy, this is potentially the most dead soldier we've ever seen. He currently has a Wrangled level 3 on him, Lenny's staring at him, Wish is staring at him, and Adam's staring at him. So how many milliseconds do you think he lasts when this pause expires?
Oh no, he's gonna die instantly. The sniper is just gonna hit a free 50 damage shot on him. He's probably gonna die. I wonder what Sandblast is gonna do.
Yeah, that's a prediction you can do for chat.
Yeah, prediction in chat. Who gets to pick? People? Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be Lenny. Actually, is Lenny even looking at him? No, Lenny is.
He's flicking up towards him right now. Yeah, you can tell because why else would he be looking like that? We have Wish, Carson, Lenny, and Adam all looking at him.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be Carson, but it could be Adam because Adam all he needs to do is hit him for 3 damage. Let's find out. And it's Adam. I was right. So it is Adam here getting the pick. For people in chat who did actually end up predicting, if you got Adam, you were right. But it looks like we're just gonna have to wait again after the unpause. Rogue still doesn't have Uber. I don't see Ubers right now. It looks like it's broken for me, but I'm assuming they're not even close. So.
Yep, and now we'll be waiting for that one.
Okay, I see we are going to be just building Uber still. They did end up losing Dog, so Dog ends up dying. Now they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. No pressure on hill. Actually, Eerie gets to pick onto the Pyre on the side of Don't Press Tab, so that's actually a pretty decent pick they can play off here. And BM's just going to be cloaking over hill, maybe trying to look for an opening somewhere.
Yeah, MCM trying to get out of the tunnel here, top the cart, but they get denied by the stickies from Joey, so good play there. Cart's currently rolling backwards. Lenny winning that SPS to Watson is really big. BM not going to find the stat he wants, pays his life for the price, and now we're going to see a 7-man push in through side tunnel for the side of MCM. They do get denied by the counter Uber and the banner out from Jay once again, and no picks coming out for MCM, just a bit of pressure, but now they need to make the repush work. We're at another no Uber versus no Uber situation. The onus is now on the offense to push over hill here.
Yeah, we're just going to be in a no Uber situation. They're going to have to build this Uber up. Don't know if there's going to be happening any picks here.
They're getting mulched.
Oh, no. Looks like a mulch going over hill here. Marty ends up getting the spy, so they don't have to worry about the spy anymore. The Rogue is dead, so looks like Casper is going to have another situation with advantage, but it's not as big as it was last time. Let's see if anyone meets Rogue. Nope, doesn't look like anyone's meeting Rogue yet. He's still trying to look for someone to build with. Okay, he finally gets somebody, so looks like they had 6 seconds of no building, so it's okay.
The problem there that MCM had is their rotation was way too slow. They couldn't get anyone up. Yeah, Sandblast got taunted there, that's fun. But they couldn't get anyone up the hill in time. By the time they got to the hill, Joey Lemons was pelting them with sticky bombs, and it did not work out well at all. We see a bomb here from Soap trying to find something. They do get the engineer on the gun sap. Casper has to play risky now because he lost his HP. He's going to get a sandwich and be just fine, though. But there is no gun for the defense. This is the best chance for MCM. But that said, Jay has another battalion's out.
Yeah, I just want to point out this is Jay's 3rd banner in the past couple minutes here. He's been building so much damage on his banner that he just has it every single time MCM tries to do anything. And even if they try to react off of a pick or a gunplay, they have the banner to work with, which is basically a second Uber on the side of Don't Press Tab. Oh, a lot of Captain coming out of Sandblast and Aaron, actually. So now they have something a little bit to play off of.
Someone else has to deny this.
Yeah, maybe on the side of MCM, if they have a spy play going for cart time, they might not be able to see it on the side of Don't Press Tab, and that could be something they can try to secure the round with, or the point on second here.
Yeah, and keep in mind this time is already stretching long for MCM. They need to find a capture first, but here's
AGB.
AGB chain stabbing Dog and Waterson.
Oh, Rogue
That's
dies.
really big, and Rogue ate a pipe over the hill. Joey Lemon's getting that one. Cart gets pushed up even a bit more as there was a distraction, but does not get capped. Soapy and DMR in the backlines getting chased down. Johnny from Cali hitting that reflect, taking Soapy down, and another disaster for MCM. Their med dies, their combo dies, and they don't get the capture.
Looks like Carson actually gets his gun built up back on the second point, so now they're going to have to deal with an Uber advantage of 100% and the gun, so cart play might not be possible to them. Maybe if BM actually goes for the spy capture here, that seems pretty possible on the other side of MCM. But again, they are down that Uber, 75% disad, and looks like the combo of MCM opts to just play cave, because honestly Hill is kind of dangerous, because last time they played there they got backstabbed and spammed with pipes, so pretty scary.
Are all inning on tunnel right now. We have combo in through front, flanking through side, a lot of damage going through on Erie. Sophie out through side, but gonna get levitated by Carson's Wrangler and killed. Waterson as well going down again to Jay, so his respawn timer is extended. BM not finding anything once again, and another banner out.
Another banner. They don't even have to use Uber for this one, but they can peek as much as they want to. That is many seconds of just basically invincibility. Jay ends up dying, so it's actually just over, but that's okay. They got the picks they needed. Soapy does get a spy pick as well, so they can try to work that around with those 15-second respawns. Just to be aware, everyone, that the spawn is right there for the side of don't press tab, so all they need to do is just wait for those spawns, and it's back to 9v9, but I want to see what they do with the full Uber that they actually have built during that time. BM's in position to go for a stab here. Oh, maybe they're going for the gun. Yeah, they go for the gun.
There you go. And the gun's
great
down
step.
instantly.
Whale
Which died as
surfed in
well,
the air.
so no scout for don't press tab. Post, however, the Uber is very favorable for don't press tab. Rogue gonna go down instantly to Joey Lemons.
Great
Sophie
bomb.
bombing the cart, gonna get a lot of damage in. Casper goes down, Adam goes down as well, and finally the cart stack ends up working for MCM. They're gonna get this one at 6:35. That is not the time you're looking for MCM.
They did get a bunch of picks coming off of second here. I want to see how they kind of play around that. Soapy looking for maybe a bomb. Oh, he's actually opting to just play on cliffside here. Cliffside's very important place to push from on the side of MCM here. They want to get that high ground. Oh, they're actually super fast onto the second point. Soapy bombs, going for the medic. Ooh, brings him down to super low HP.
He does so much damage though.
Erie person's peeking from drop down. Huge damage coming out of Erie. This peak is actually perfectly timed, but it looks like on the side of MCM they end up losing 3. Waterson ends up dying, and Soapy Westford and Dog. So this is going to completely reset the push here. Unable to play off those picks whatsoever.
Yeah, MCM were really close to having a snowball, but they couldn't get it. BM a bit late on this one. Gonna get Adam, actually. Actually, that was a while ago. Goes down for his trouble. And now we see MCM stacking cart
Another
again.
banner.
Yeah, another banner in. This time, it's being held, and there it will go by Jay. Jumping in all onto the cart. He stays alive with 1 HP, and Erie's gonna go down as a result. Dog as well getting shredded, and that banner push gonna wipe all that cart pressure off.
Another banner play. We can now see how strong a banner soldier is on the side of a defense team on payload, because he can just basically turn a fight into just a free Uber basically on the side of his team. They can just walk in for free. They're not going to get headshot. They're not going to die to the sniper. Ooh, Erie actually gets the spy, so that's a good pick for them. Spy has been dominating them this game so far, so let's see how they work
moving out on flank here with their combo and sniper. It does get spotted out by Wish, calls it, and there's a bomb from Jay. Gonna end up forcing and killing Waterson. Great play by
Rogue.
him. Lenny gonna get stabbed though. The trade is happening on the cart right now. Numbers advantage is in favor of don't press tab on the defense here. It's only 1 though, as Waterson gets his respawn. Now we see who can actually win on cart. Heavy v heavy, gonna be won by Adam on the defense.
That's a great pick coming out of Adam. The spot that Adam is actually playing is a very popular spot for heavy. He can basically choose to play to fight cart. Oh, and he killed Dog, yeah. So he can rotate anywhere on this point, honestly.
He's gonna kill them all. He's gonna kill them all. He's on a 5K.
Oh my god. This is just kind of evidence of what I'm trying to say. Is like that spot on heavy is perfect. You can just do anything you want from that position. And you can get tanks from your medic. Just getting 5 picks for that hold there. Great play coming out of Adam.
Yep, all comes from that 1v1 win as well, opening up the pressure. If you're the winning heavy on that 1v1, you get to kill the 5k, so good play out there by Adam and the rest of his team supporting him. And we do have another reset here. Rogue's death at the end there to Wish means that they have to charge up yet another Uber. Casper on 85% himself. And another banner out. There's so many banners for Jay. There's like number 7 or something?
Yeah, it's like 7, almost 6 or 7 banners here. They're walking in for free. They don't have. Yep, Jay's just gonna wait for them to come in because they already got the sniper pick on Larson, so they're not in any danger at all to kind of peek. So Lenny wants to take an aggressive peek through main here. Maybe he wants to get a pick on something coming in. Ooh, misses a shot, but that's okay. Joy Lemons is insane damage. Ooh, and he hits the follow up onto Marty, so they're down a pyro. Both teams. Actually, Casper has advantage here as well as that banner. They opted to pop the banner instead of Ubering, which is a great choice. Just clearing out main and cart. And they Ubered anyway. That was probably not the best decision, but that's okay. They did get the pick, so let's see how they play on
Oh,
it. And
Casper's
Watterson
taking
gets
the
the pick.
sideline too long. Watterson takes him down, and this is the floodgates open for MCM. This is a free Uber they're using. They're trying to get forward, get on the cart. Watch out for Adam in the post here. So we need to push the cart, guys. It's moving backwards. There we go. Spawn gate gets spawn camped, and there's Adam getting found out in his spot. Wish trying to go for the med, gets cleaned up just in time, and there's MCM making that third push work. 10 minutes through 3. Do your best.
With the speed here that they have here, they could try and push into last here and get some spawns, but there's already a gun built and that denies Soapy, so they don't have that access to right spawn. It looks like, yep, they just end up bleeding a bit of players here. Jay's in a great position above Red Room. Eerie knows, though. Very aware as that echolocation. Ends up backing up, though. Jay is going to react to it. Actually, just going to walk through.
Reeled off so many headshots in a row.
Lenny just killed everything. But Casper ends up dying, actually. So Rogue actually has advantage. I'm not too sure who killed Casper. It might have been Watterson, or maybe it's the Spy. But it doesn't look like MCM does have advantage now of 90%. I want to see how they play this. On this blast specifically, it is very important that they have that high ground on the left here. It's very important if the offensive players can kind of camp there and deny that space, because it also denies this left spawn. So let's see how they work this Uber. The car's being pushed a little bit. Dog opts to choose the left door. Walks in by himself, honestly. Someone should try to take the Uber with him. It looks like they go in. No picks to be had, but they have a little bit of space.
No pressure either. Gun is untouched. Now we see bomb in. Yeah, from Soapy. Gonna find Carson. Rogue goes down in the post, so Adam actually finding that one. And there is good position here from Don't Press Tab here. Eerie Doggo down. Gun is still up in that spawn shutter, and that's a pretty flawless defense from them, keeping Casper alive as well.
That looked like such a great opportunity for him to secure this last push. They didn't really have a gun set up in the right spot. It was kind of just watching right spawn. Maybe that's where they kind of want it by default, but they just had only a demo in that Uber. If they had an extra person, maybe multiple people near it, it would have been a great Uber in my opinion. They got so deep with it. Now they see Casper with 90%, a huge ad.
Oh, Jay Spy, he misses 2 stabs. That feels so bad.
Ooh, Lenny gets picked up to Watterson. Jay's just in Red Room for free. There's no pressure on him at all. But it looks like they want to peek though. Casper opts to just leave, tank them up, get them out.
All on fire, which means the healing is slow actually. All that said, Lenny rails off 2, gets another one onto Supreme Toad. Means they have to wait for some respawners to come out here. Casper on 100%, Rogue on 75. Looks like they're going to go cliffside this time once again. Let's see if they take the door or go through top left. Sandblast dies, though, early, as well as Eerie. They don't want to go right now. Watterson losing the SBS. They are melting right before this.
E and J are just holding down the fort so well for the side of Don't Press Tab. They basically have this whole fort for themselves,
Rogue's gonna get
honestly.
chased by Wish. Oh, okay, he gets denied. That was so close. He almost killed Demo Man.
Yeah, that's very cool. Wish's chases have been really pretty good time, but like he's just unable to get any picks from them. I saw him chasing like pretty deep. Ooh, BM with a great stab with the Lenny. That's a huge pick actually for 7MCM, but there is a banner play coming out of J again. Uber exchange coming out of the side of MCM. All they gotta do is just come back in with the... Ooh, they actually choose the Uber as well as use the banner. So that is kind of awkward timing again, but it looks like it doesn't matter because they end up getting a Rogue. Jay with the 4K, getting basically clearing cart. Joey Lemons with the follow-up. Wish chasing Watterson and cleaning up the frag. Almost a complete wipe on the side of MCM here.
I can respect the banner plus Uber because you did just lose your sniper, so you want to make sure no one gets headshot in the chaos, because the banner does deny this headshot. So they will use both the cooldowns, but it will be fine. They'll be able to get both of them up again. BM, yeah, stabbing Carson. That's a pretty good entry. No engineer able to build this gun, as that sapper does take care of it. So MCM
stabs Carson and gets out for free. Actually, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the stickies over main, so you gotta be careful for that. He got sniper, got deaded on, so they do stop the car from moving backwards, but they lose their pyro for it.
Oh no, Lenny gets a pick onto the car player, and then Wish also just kills Watterson, so there was no way of responding to that pick on the sniper. No SPS he had.
Rogue is 1.
Oh, Rogue is so lit, trying to live. He took fall damage, he's still okay. He's 70 HP. Sandblast is keeping him alive pretty well. All they have to do is just get this Uber, but
look at Johnny!
Johnny's in! No! Dude, Casper trusted him too. He followed him to the end of the earth there. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Johnny must have to play.
Oh, counter-sack in. Dog and Soapy are going for it. They need to find this medic here. They don't get him.
How does Lenny hit that headshot onto Soapy Meister mid-bomb? This guy is insane, a sniper. Sandblast in taking the 1-1
Joey Lemons with 3K on that car, wiping it instantly.
Rogue gets body shot. Carson's in on the medic.
Sandblast is on it.
Rogue dies to the mini-sentry. Lenny gets Aaron, great shot on the sniper.
By the way, 10 seconds left.
Oh yeah, they're just kind of just batting their heads at the wall at this point. There's no time to get Uber. They just kind of want to get that car pressure. Maybe get any picks if they can, but unfortunately they can't. Casper does have Uber. He just has Uber straight in. Yep, solo Uber on. Joey Lemons just walks straight in. No one on cart. Yuri person's dying, and this looks like MCM doesn't end up capping the 4th point. So very good defense coming outside. Don't Press Tab here. This is actually MCM's pick, so I want to see how they kind of play into the onto the defense here. against Don't Press Tab.
And this was the theory behind Don't Press Tab's defense pick that I guess Don't Press Tab were going for, is if you can crush their will on your initial defense, and what better way to do that by holding second for 6.5 minutes, all of a sudden you have the mental advantage for the rest of the map.
Yeah, something I'm noticing is, I don't know if this is Don't Press Tab's like full game plan, but like when they get that kind of split pressure with their flank, able to get those picks on cart, as well as get that pressure just on other parts of the map, it basically makes their combo of MCM basically so split of attention that they just cannot have those Uber exchange. They can't keep up with the kind of pace of the game. So we're kind of noticing that kind of like they're rushed Ubers, people dying before the Ubers even happen. We see the SVS happening, and Lenny seeming to come up top from those SVS fights. So I want to see how they kind of take this into consideration walking into this next half. They have 9 minutes and 48 seconds to get 3 points, which is pretty doable, honestly. It just depends on how good of a hold they have on second, honestly.
Yeah, it's incredibly doable for Don't Press Tab to just sweep this, although getting the third hold in 10 minutes is difficult but not impossible, like you mentioned. It comes down to whether or not they're going to be able to hold last. Holding last is actually not very easy when so much time gets extended on this map. And by the way, contrary to their name, I will press tab and see that Joey Lemons is currently sitting on 5 DOMs. So
yeah, Joey Lemons is doing amazing work here. I don't know if has he even died? I haven't seen him die yet, but he probably has.
Yeah, he lived like all through last.
Yeah, he basically didn't die that entire last fight, and that's kind of what a demo is like, kind of paradise, is when he doesn't die on the last point of the map, because all he has to do is just shoot card and he gets like free frags, honestly, and that's a demo main perspective. I kind of understand. I understand why he's getting all these kills. So looks like, okay, honestly, yeah, it looks like MCM just gave up the first point for free. I think they're gonna try and opt into just holding second, because that's where all their time is gonna lead into. The first point you can maybe only get over a minute.
Going for dog. If he can get this, he's gonna get Waterson.
Oh no!
He just walked up the hill on the teleporter.
Was he disguised as heavy?
He was very slow there, so completely winning that exchange right there for AGB. And now they're gonna Uber immediately through the hill. Don't Press Tab going for a knockout punch with that sniper pick. They do lose some players through side tunnel, and the trade is going in their favor right now. Banner already being popped out.
Yeah, Banner on the side of Supermatch, so he got all those free feeders onto his medic, so they have a Banner at peak hill though. They're not doing a whole lot. Soapy's opting to bomb here. Adam's around the corner with such low HP. They have to peek this heavy at some point. Ooh, they end up killing him. Soapy is doing amazing work on hill though. Oh, are they gonna kill the medic? Casper's really low. You guys got chase. Ooh, they end up like just giving him the free life, I guess, the free get out of jail free card. And they just want to hold second. They said, you know what, we got enough picks. Let's just keep our ground on hill and not lose it.
That's fine. Better than overchasing and dying, especially when you need to make no big mistakes here on this defense. That said, they're going to lose Marty and Sandblast late here. 10 seconds left on their respawn timers means that Don't Press Tab have a pretty
so close on AGB
79.
on the mid pick. That was very close. AGB has these openings for free almost. They need to be a little bit more lenient, or be more crucial spy checkers, I guess. But Joey Lemons died to the side of Waterson, so that's a demo pick on the side of MCM. Oh my god, almost got the air shot to Sandblast. That was very close. Looks like they're just choosing to ignore K for right now because they have all that hill pressure.
So I got Soapy on it. Yeah, spam and building that banner again. Forces Carson off it. So Cart is stalled at the tunnel exit here. Both meds on Uber now going to be charging that one and looking to go in. Looks like we still Don't Press Tab lining up on hill, but Lenny goes down early.
Yep, Soapymaster actually should have banner soon. I think he's looking for it. He's like standing on top of the hill looking for that. Oh, the med gets juggled up. He might die. Oh, Casper gets out again. Lucky boy gets out for free. Looks like they're just trying to play on hill a little bit more aggressive here, though. They're going to end up leaving. Johnny with such a low amount of HP. Oh my goodness. Soapmeister jumps out. Almost died.
They're stacking Car right now with combo members. Adam and Joey on that, taking heals. Adam gets taken down just in time by that headshot, so good job by MCM to focus him down. AGB, Johnny, or Wish all going to go down as well, so that cart stack not successful. They do keep the medic up, but so far so good for MCM on this defense, although they're going to have to wait for this next Uber exchange.
7 minutes still in the time here. They have Don't Press Tab has a lot of time to worry about for pushing right now. So all they gotta do is just try to set up this push soon. Maybe get the pressure onto them. Try to take over hill. I need to get a shot into side tunnel. AGB actually going through, dropped and trying to cross through. He does get seen. He gets seen though, and Sandblast ends up cleaning that frag. Great hold so far coming out of MCM though. Props to them for holding 2 Uber fights so far. On top of that, some teams end up giving up after 1, but they're able to aggress properly on hill and give up the take the space that's basically given to them. Uber exchange happens though on top of hill. Worst Uber coming out of the side of Don't Press Tab. Dog is able to get that position on hill yet. Almost dies to Lenny. Great headshot. Wish tries to clean up the frag.
Watch out for the side tunnel pressure. We see Jay spamming a lot of rockets, but banner is out for Soapy. That's very big here, but Rogue gets stabbed by AGB. BM responds with one onto Lenny, but losing your
Casper
and they
does.
do get Casper as well. BM with a 2k onto Lenny and Casper, so both spies making big plays here. AGB looking to try and sap this gun, but the second he does, he's going to be exposed. Wants to stab instead, does find Soapy. Denying the banner is actually a very important pick.
He's probably not happy about that one, but that is a great pick. Denying the banner is basically denying an Uber, honestly, and I've been saying that kind of in reference a lot throughout this half here, but that soldier pick is very crucial. And honestly, a lot of spies getting the soldier pick is very good for the other team's combo. Looks like they're choosing that push hill here as a dry fight. No teams have Uber. Tunnel is completely pressured right now. Joey Lemons is not able to go deep, but then Lenny gets to pick up the dog, so great headshot coming out of Lenny. He has free range over hill here.
And Don't Press Tab is such a good position. They've taken total control of the hill and of side tunnel, and that's what happens when you give Lenny space. He's gonna headshot Rogue and take him down. That said, Eerie with a 3k actually does a lot of cleanup here, but it's not enough. So just Soapy here trying to find Casper, but there's no room to find him. It's just BM, and Sandblast going for it. Now we see the bomb in from Soapy. It's a bit disjointed. We have a Devilman dog on him too. Casper stays in the crater. There you go, they got the medic.
Great frag.
And they will end up losing this point because the respawners coming in, but getting that med pick is crucial.
Yeah, they don't have to hold second anymore. They got what they wanted, so all they gotta do is have a great hold on third. Third is where they things can come into fruition. Oh, Wish actually make a Watterson.
That was phenomenal by Wish. He didn't shoot Watterson until he knew he could get a 3-shot, because otherwise he could surf it out.
Yeah, that was great timing. He was completely ready to line up that shot, get the free meat shot to clean up the frag. They're actually going to play out that sniper pick super aggressively. They're taking the corner very deep. Soapy Master taking that aggressive position onto side cliff, though. But it looks like it's just going to reset. They can't really do too much. Both teams don't have Uber, but Rogue has a little bit of an advantage, but they can't really
He's swinging. He has an angle, and there he is taking Dog's head off instantly. No Demo Man means Don't Press Tab has some angles to work with here. Walk up, and now Cart is rounding that final bend before the hill. We see right now Soldier counterbomb the other soldier. Jay versus Soapy, and Soapy's actually going to win that one. Gets cleaned up by Wish, although that trade is definitely viable for them. Now it's about getting this Cart up the hill. Both meds very close to Uber. It's almost up there. Carson
so much cart pressure
is pushing that. Carson almost gets it. Pyro gets cleaned up, and the Cart is up the hill. Uber gets forced, but a bit too late, as MCM just need to clean up whatever they can, but things aren't looking good for them because Casper has.
Casper didn't end up using there, and Carson got all the way up the first hill, which is super important. They're going to be running straight into the gun here. Wish ends up killing the engine, which is a great pick. Wish is playing phenomenally right now. Wish ends up getting 6 picks. Oh, great. And they end up capturing, which secures Don't Press Tab the round on Vigil. So it's 1-0 now on the side of Don't Press Tab. Great performance coming out of both teams, but look at Don't Press Tab came over and won overall, I guess. So good job from them.
Yep, 1-0. That puts them on match point here. One more round on this Vigil pick is all they need. Keep in mind, this is the pick of MCM, so they're going to be a bit maybe demoralized by that one, especially because of how bad their initial offense ended up going. Granted, they will be able to start on defense here, which is probably better for them in the long run. It's what Don't Press Tab preferred as well, so at least there's that, but some adjustments definitely need to be made if they want to stay in this upper bracket final.
Yep, definitely. Great picks coming out of both teams. Lenny hitting some amazing shots on that offense to secure his medic advantage. There were many advantage pushes coming out of the side of Don't Press Tab here, and Lenny was to thank for most of them. I see a top right coming out of Wish here, 26, 10, and 13. Great performance. Flank scout on payload can be very difficult, seeing that your main job is honestly just to push the cart. But he opts to kind of chase frag, which is actually beneficial for his whole team, because with those frags secured, they can kind of take points very slowly. And more like a battle of attrition, like I said, on product, where if you have those picks, you have better health, you can kind of just take the space that's given to you slowly, and surely you'll have the entire point. So great picks coming out of him. The defense on the side of MCM looks like just based off those Uber users that they had, and Don't Press Tab had such a great defense, basically not even giving up the last point. They had only the first 3 points captured, so it looks like if you didn't know, like, it looks like Don't Press Tab, this would be their map pick, but it was definitely just MCM's pick. But this, like, I want to see how they kind of move into the next half, see if they change anything. But yep, lots of kills actually spread on the side of Don't Press Tab, like a decent amount of kill differential here, but definitely just overall just played pretty well on both sides.
Yep, a couple things I want to point out. First of all, I know that TF2 might not be the most active here. I know that development for logs as one of its key plugins may be kind of halted. I want a banners used stat added to logs, because it'd be so interesting to track which soldier actually ends up getting more banners off and how they're able to do it. Because we noticed it happening frequently, but Jay there, 457 DPM, top DPMing the server. He probably had double-digit banners by the end of the first round.
Yeah, honestly, I think if we counted on one hand, you wouldn't even be able to. I think he had like over 6 or 7 banners on his defense. I don't think he ran it on offense. I think he opted to choose gunboats, which makes more sense because on the defense, it's a lot easier to hit that free spam on a car and people pushing into you. But Jay playing phenomenally, and I kind of expected this. Jay as a payload soldier, it makes the most sense. Putting a soldier with such good DM and such good game sense against a team like that kind of prioritizes not the flank, he can kind of use that aggression for his advantage and just get the free damage and get those free picks for his team. So overall, Jay played phenomenally as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to point out is right now, well, we mentioned that MCM, in order for them to actually find ways to win, we needed their playmakers to kind of step up. Right now, Watterson from the sniper role is doing a Watterson special, which is he's top deathing his team, tied for it on sniper. He's currently 7 and 22, not having the easiest time, 138 DPM. He's playing in a lot of spots that are getting him killed if he's not, immediately killing someone and then getting peel. It's just not overall looking good for him. On the converse, we have Lenny nearly flipping that KDA 24 and 7. That is so hard to push and to make any defenses work when the enemy sniper is always alive, always railing headshots on you. It was 30-6 in headshots. Like, it must feel so bad for MCM because they're always just eating damage. You can't do much about it if you're their combo players because Lenny's just there standing in. And Watterson, he played fairly well in the first half of the product match, or the product map. So he can do it. Like, we know he has what it takes to pop off in these games, but something needs to change here because this discrepancy is too big. And for those of you wondering about the SVS, it's currently 6-1 for Lenny.
Yeah, it's 6-1 for Lenny. Lenny, that headshot differential there is insane to me. I didn't know like it could be so large because Watterson only had 7 picks, but he only had 6 headshots. So a lot of the time he wasn't even trying to fight Lenny most of the time, or he wasn't even trying to peek like I don't know, maybe you can get a free headshot on a heavy or something like that. He just kind of like taking the peek and then dying. He had 22 deaths overall, which actually means he top deathed his team next to Eerie Person and Soapy. And as sniper, that's kind of not a good thing to see. But I mean, that kind of just feels like the pace of the game. That's how they're kind of deciding to play out on the side of Don't Press Tab, is to get that sniper pick to relieve that pressure off of the demo and the medic. Basically, just give them the freest reign of their lives. But like, maybe that's something you can work off of as well into the next half here. If they kind of take in note of all these different things that happened in the first half, they can kind of change and maybe let Watterson do a little bit more in terms of like making space, getting those frags for the teams he needs. But we're gonna have to see that. But honestly, I do have faith in MCM to pull back from this. I just want to see what direction they take with it, because they didn't have the worst offense in the world, right? It just could have been better, right? Because they did have a 9-minute time walking into last. But say they got that last point relatively fast after the third point, that's actually a decent time. It just depends on their defense after that at that point, right? So I am kind of curious how they are going to set it up for the next half here. I think they're starting on defense, right?
Yeah, they'll be starting on defense, which is going to be very important for them because when you get held on second for 6.5 minutes, it doesn't doom your Vigil time. It makes things really difficult for you in the long run, because even if you one-shot the rest of the points, you're able to get in there and get like an 8.5 minute time, maybe 8 to 8.5. It's still not very good for you. 8.5 is below average. What you want to see for your team, you're slower than average, I should say. So yeah, starting out on defense it's definitely gonna be a nice change of pace for them. The sniper stats that we're talking about, like, you can put an asterisk by it by saying defensive sniper, definitely a lot easier than offensive sniper, and the majority of that half was just, Lenny playing defensive sniper. So some of Watterson's, like, it's not completely justified, but it's definitely neutralized by the fact that Watterson was stuck on offense sniper for the majority of the time. If you want to get Watterson into this game, the defense is the perfect way to start it off. And if MCM can enable him do a good defense like they were starting up to do last round, then we might see them come back into this one.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited to see how they change it up. Honestly, though, to kind of be more lighthearted when it comes to MCM, honestly, their combo played pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Eerie Person was playing pretty well on those defense holds, and Dog. So we have that kind of strong suit for them right now, that their combo knows what they're doing for the most part to alleviate what Don't Press Tab is kind of pushing against them, right? Kind of that kind of pressure, the kind of like scab that they're picking, right? But I want to see what they do in terms of other areas. I want someone to keep track in chat how many times Soapy and Jay either try to trade for each other or who wins the 1v1 fights, because this happened multiple times where Jay and Soapy just bomb each other to try to fight a flank that doesn't exist. It's just those two kind of like a clash of fates on the flank somewhere. Like Final Destination, like they just find each other and they have one stock. Like, I don't know how they're just managing to get in those situations, but I guess they're kind of force it on purpose. I don't know if they like are trying to like they message each other like on their DMs or something like that. Like, but it's crazy to see as well. So someone keep track of that in the chat.
Yep, and we are waiting for the ready up to come. MCM probably taking a bit longer of a time to talk about this one because, like we mentioned at the start of the break, is that this round is everything for this match. If MCM can't win this one, then they'll be losing the upper bracket finals, going down to play winner of Froggyland and Run It Back. And considering how they didn't have the easiest time with Froggyland last week, they'd probably want to avoid that if they can. Obviously, guaranteeing top two would be good, but Froggyland by no means would be a free match, and I assume Run It Back if they beat them would be the same.
Yep, definitely. While we're waiting for this match to start here, actually, who's not in the server right now? I think their medic is not in the server right now, so it'd be Casper. Casper's not their regular medic, right? They have usually someone else.
I'm not sure. I think he was playing with them for the most part. Let me take a look at their roster real quick, see if I can see any other medic candidates.
I think it might have been Hyphen. I'm not too sure.
It was Hyphen. You're right.
Right. So something about Hyphen as a player that I actually got kind of notified before is, I don't know if we're watching, but like, there's not the spy checking that's happening on the side of Don't Press Tab is actually one of their weakest points, I guess, weakest traits. They don't spy check a ton because BM is able to do a lot, and honestly, most of the time spy checking just comes to a timing, and it's kind of hard to kind of know sometimes. But most of the time, you just look around, like everyone does their job. Spy checking is easy, but like Don't Press Tab, they don't even spy check that much, so BM's able to do a lot more. But something that someone told me is that Hyphen actually he spy checks for himself pretty well, so I wonder if they will get him in here because he's probably an asset on his team, like very crucial. So we might get that roster swap back in, but who knows?
Yeah, BM, while not absolutely popping off in the last round, he was third top fragging on his team, 6 kills onto Lenny. It's kind of crazy that Lenny would still go 24-7 when the spy kills him 6 times.
Yeah.
That's 6 of his 7 deaths actually were to BM. So BM kind of doing all of the work for MCM in terms of keeping Lenny under control. The other one was to Watterson, actually, so Lenny never died to anything that wasn't a pick class.
Yeah, that's honestly crazy. I thought Lenny at that point just wants him to focus him because even if he's getting focused, he still is able to do a lot of work, right? So if he's alleviating the pressure off his medic and his combo classes, then that's more work can you ask for, right? Because then his combo is able to do a lot more. But
Yeah.
obviously, you're not going to just ask. You're obviously not going to ask the spy to focus you. That's not the intention. But yeah.
Yeah, and it also just goes to show how good of a sniper Lenny is, because you can say, a sniper's as good as the shots he hit, when that's really not true. A sniper needs to be able to properly position himself to stay alive, because the threat of a sniper is huge in Highlander. If the sniper's staring you down, all of a sudden you're playing entirely differently. So the fact that Lenny has only died to pick classes, and it was 7 times over, let's see, the rounds, 24 minutes, 7 times. That is insanely good. He's not dying to anything that shouldn't be killing him. Like, he's never getting spammed out by pipes, never getting jumped on by a soldier, never dying to any flank running at him. And the same hasn't been true of Watterson. We see him got caught out multiple times, sometimes by Wish chasing him down, sometimes by soldier landing on his head. So if Lenny can keep this positioning up and making sure to only die to pick classes or only die when it absolutely, there wasn't any way to avoid it, then he's going to keep outputting the same pressure.
We are going to start here into the next half, most likely soon, I think. So that's good to see. One thing I do want to note about that is I think with the level of respect people give for Lenny, you will want to try and keep him alive a lot more often. And that's going to be very important. I think the side of him seems to try to keep Watterson alive a lot more often, but we'll see how they kind of play around that into the next half. But we are starting the next half now. It's going to be Don't Press Tab versus Man Crush Monday. This is the second half on Vigil. Don't Press Tab being up 1-0 currently, and we are going to be starting on offense for Don't Press Tab. I want to see how they play into what kind of way that MCM is going to defend against them.
Yeah, for MCM, we're really looking for them to hit a good second point defense. We saw last round, it took Don't Press Tab, like 3 tries to do it? And that's really good. If you can hold 3 times on second, get yourself that, between 3 to 5 minute time, around 4 minutes, defending through 2, you're in a good shape to start out your defense. We didn't see them get to, defend third for a prolonged period of time, and we didn't even see them on fourth. So MCM, it's all about setting the pace for your defense. You're making sure you give yourself enough time to do the work on offense where you're going to have to close out.
Yep, for sure. So both teams kind of standard so far. It doesn't look like MCM wants to play forward. Actually, maybe they might play forward a little bit. It looks like they're trying to play like on cliffside and stuff, but the gun's actually going to be on the first point as well. Pretty passive. I guess that's just going to be the anti-bomb sentry, just so Watterson has a free peek before he tries to get bombed. But Jay's probably not going to bomb to a sentry gun anyway. So we are starting out the next half here. First round, Adams chooses to push cart. BM's actually in. I think did they see it? No, he's holding in the room. He's fine.
Soapy's getting chased down instantly and gets killed immediately. That is not good for MCM. That means he can't build the banner at all for the second repush.
Soapy tried doing. I think he tried doing the edge bug on the first point above the spawn. I think he failed it and he got caught because of that. Not too sure, but They are down the soldier, so no banner to be built early on here, but he can build it on second, seeing how easy it is to build it on hill, but Lenny actually gets that pyro pick, so they are actually able to play off that. I expect to see like a really fast sack coming in here. Yep, Jay going fast, going with the shovel, shovels the heavy, ends up dying though to Sandblast.
This Demo Man out the tunnel hits Rogue really low actually, and he does get cleaned up, Joey Lemons, by that sentry gun, but Rogue's still alive, no harm, no foul for the side of MCM, and here's where the real map starts. This is where we need to see them set a good pace.
Yeah, those feeds meant literally nothing, and seeing that because the car's not even up or through cave yet, so they can't really do anything anyways during that time.
Though.
HB actually focusing the soldier here. That's okay. This is what you talked about earlier, like getting that battalions down and that pressure alleviated. From playing that's important.
Joey.
Ooh, Uber exchange on hill. Rogue hasn't used yet. This is actually a really bad Uber on the side of Don't Press Tab. But they don't have a demo. Dog pushing in, going very deep. Wish getting the pick actually. Oh, Lenny actually gets the pick on the dog. HB getting a third pick behind the Uber. Free car pressure. Soapy ends up dying to the heavy. Yep, dies to Adam. So MCM's actually only up 3 people, but they still have a gun up, but they don't have any spawns coming up in time.
Oh, we wish Sandblast actually stops the sap, but it doesn't matter. So, yeah, that push goes instantly for Don't Press Tab. That was disastrous from MCM. They had such a better Uber, but they just funneled too far into the choke. Couldn't get their players out in time, and they just fed in. So, with that first or second point captured in a minute 36, blazing pace for Don't Press Tab.
I'm surprised that it happened to be like that because the side of Don't Press Tab's Uber was so bad, but then HB was able to get 2 free picks behind the Uber, and then everyone else in front of Tunnel just ended up feeding. So that's just what happened for Don't Press Tab to win that point over the side of MCM, but looks like they're able to hold third pretty reliably here. Rogue ended up living, so it's going to even out a little bit, but Rogue Casper has a little bit of advantage to try to hold third point here.
AGB caught early, not going to be able to take down Soapy this time and deny his banner, but right now the rest of Don't Press Tab is falling out on the right side. Jay is actually on the Cow Mangler. I'm going to see if he's going to try to aim it at the sentry gun with a charge shot, but that said, Johnny, Kinkali, and BM have been traded, so no spy for defense, no power for offense. There's the bomb in. He actually gets 2 with it. BM and Waterson dying to that Cow Mangler. And there's the Uber forced out as well, so Cow Mangler doing big work for Jay.
Yeah, they have the sniper pick and the soldier pick coming on the side of MCM. Joey ends up dying actually, so that's a lot of pressure they're losing around that corner. This corner is pretty rough inside of Don't Press Tab's offense. Carson's trying to get the cart up all the way up the hill here. Erie's taking a very aggressive stance in front of Cart though, ends up dying to Lenny. Jay gets the pick on the spy, and they're just kind of rolling off those picks. He disables the gun that's already sapped, but that's okay because they're rolling into last point. MCM only 4 people alive, no sniper, no demo, no heavy. They're going to try and peek pretty deep here, but Sandblast is able to deny it by himself. Put on the big boy pants and hold that by himself. Soapy with the big bomb.
Casper actually surfed that super well. I don't even think he was looking at Soapy. He kind of just used sound cues to predict when to jump down that ramp. So he's going to keep his life there. And on the front lines, we see more kills going in favor of Don't Press Tab with Soapy and Sandblast on 10-second respawn timers. Lenny is peeking in here, trying to find a pick. Doesn't hit the shot. Going to have to charge another one up. And the cart is getting pushed up through this final bend.
Oh, Uber coming in on the side of Don't Press Tab here. It isn't even Uber here. Uber even gets exchange. Looks like MCM's Uber a little bit better. They have a pyro and so they're able to just air blast him away from the actual point here. Joey Lemon's coming back in from big door, hitting huge spam. Jay on the ball, huge ball spawn.
3K from the Cow Mangler of Jay. Doesn't even need to disable the gun to get taken down afterwards. And that big bomb is going to mark the end of this round. It's just Sandblast gets cleaned up by the mini. Sub 4 minutes.
Oh, that's not looking good for the sub MCM. When
you
have
called the GG.
Yeah, when you have a capture less than the actual points on the map, that is an issue for the side that's going to be pushing next. Because how are they going to keep up with that kind of pacing? Jay finding those insane timings on his offense, just making those picks happen and forcing his team to get those rounds. That point capture, insane work coming out of him with the Cow Mangler. I'm surprised he didn't use it like in the way, like with the charge shots, but he didn't have to. He just got those free bombs to get those free kills.
He needs to charge out the sentry. You can just shot everyone else on the team, but yeah, that's not looking good for MCM. Don't Press Tab putting themselves in prime position to 2-0 this one, make themselves a top 2 finisher, get themselves in the grand finals while only dropping a single round in this match. All they need to do is defend for 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of, until that last point, I kind of thought it was funny that he bombed into a sentry gun and the corner, and he, with the Cow Mangler, reduced damage to sentry gun. He didn't even kill it, even though he sank 2 rockets in. But that's besides the point. He got those 3 picks, including the medic was one of them. That's a great pick. Actually, looking at the side of Don't Press Tab, they're actually opting to play forward here with their medic, soldier, and scout, and Lenny.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not, right? You might as well just delay the cap as much as possible here. If they just delay the cap and keep their medic alive and force, it doesn't even matter at that point.
This is incredibly out of the ordinary, by the way. Like, no one really does this.
And they got 2 picks already? Oh, no.
You never expect Lenny on that sight line. You think you can at least walk out of the shutter for free, but nah, you can't even do that here.
feel like Lenny's the type of sniper to hold those really tight cross angles, kind of those very tight angs, right? But he just chose to peek the really wide one and get that free pick on the dog. So he opted to do the unorthodox, and he got away with it. So good for him. They have to keep the cap pressure the entire time if MCM has a chance of winning this. I want to see what they do here. Remember that Rogue still is in spawn, so they're not trying to do anything too fast, but they're trying to get that card up. It's just sandblast capping, so they're going very slow. BM is behind. They know he's behind. Oh, Soapy almost gets the force, actually. That was a great try.
BM's in and BM is out. He managed to stay alive for now, gets the pack and lives, so might be able to get a sap later. MCM, they probably want to try and one-shot this push here. They have a lot of people forward in tunnel, and it looks like that's what they want to do. It looks like they're positioned to Uber outside of the main tunnel.
BM going for the gun here, but he might not even have to. He almost died to the spam of dog, but he is opting to go forward here. Probably go for the gun.
Joey Lemons is melting them, and they are going to force Uber because of that. The gun goes down for Carson, but Johnny and Carson also going to go down. That's 2 picks for MCM here. It's all about the post if they can get any people out here. Dog is out and trying to pipe down the medic, but no one else is with him. We see BM, and there's the 2
Whoa,
dog
the 2
gets that lock and load collateral.
BM's on the medic of Casper. He doesn't look like he's going to get it, though. He's going to run out for free. Casper gets headshot by Waterstone.
Okay,
These are the picks we want to see.
Doable.
This is very doable. 2.5 minutes here for the side of MCM. They have so many picks walking into third. I think I don't think Don't Press Tab is going to try and like hold this super hard. They don't want to like lose anyone walking to last year, but they are opting to choose. They actually do choose to hold this. With no medic alive, I want to see what MCM does. Marty ends up dying. The Carson gun.
Tries to find Whoa, can't get him.
Dude, he lives with like 10 HP. Oh, they get the picks that they need. Looks like Don't Press Tab is going to actually be able to hold this a bit. Dog might end up feeding here.
Joey taking a lot of heals right now, gonna stay healthy. He needs to stay alive, and there's Wish chasing down Dog. That's a big pick. No Dylan means they can't really spam the corner, spam it off. So MCM, they're gonna have to regroup here. A minute 46 is possible, but this BM stabbing Lenny, that is very big opener for them. They're gonna have to see what they can do here. This needs to get capped up within the next 40 seconds.
I'm surprised that the ad's not as big. Rogue's just about to get, but Casper's already at 85%. They do use the Uber advantage here. Casper knows to get out here. He wants to use that Uber. Oh, he ends up dying though. He gets caught the heavy Uber. That's so unfortunate. Jay's bombing in, trying to get the med. Oh, but he does get 2 picks of Aaron and Mario. Those are decent picks to play off of here for the side of Don't Press Tab. A minute and 20 seconds here. They only have 1 point to capture to secure a round for them in order to stay into this best of 3. Chat's spamming very hard here. You guys are very excited to watch this. Gun's already built.
Oh, Dog can't explode like that, though. You need to keep him alive. He's going to instantly go down to the gun, and Joey Lemon spams. So now we're going to be setting up here. Lenny winning the SBS is big, but it doesn't matter too much for the long term because MCM didn't get the snowball into last. They're going to have to push this one just like any other point. Rogue's on 50% to Casper's 26. Hopefully BM calls us out and they know they have a small window to go off of. This is their moment. If they don't go off this window, their chances are a lot slimmer.
Yeah, they already have 2 picks, but Erie gets stabbed by the spy on Press Tab. That's actually a huge pick for him, actually. See how they're going to play around this. Rogue's just about to get. I'm surprised the Ubers aren't building a little bit faster. They should already have, but there's 30 seconds left.
10% there, just from worse building.
Yeah, exactly. And he's already not that far off from Uber here, actually. There's 30 seconds left. I want to see what they do with this Uber. It looks like they're opting to go out of Red Room here. This is actually a decent use, but they use half of the Uber trying to get through the door.
AGB's gonna get 2. He gets 1, and then he gets turned around on. That's only Waterston.
Casper's only 75%. He's building really slowly, but it looks like the picks are gonna be on the side of favor of Don't Press Tab.
They have to get Joey, and Joey's gonna pipe down Marty. It's a lot of damage onto the card, and MCM can't get out frags. They can't spread far enough, and there's Casper staying alive. There's all of Don't Press Tab closing this one out. That one got a bit tighter than we were expecting, but in the end, Don't Press Tab secure the 2-0 on Vigil and the 2-0 in the match.
GG's in the chat for the side of Don't Press Tab and MCM. 2-0 on the side of Don't Press Tab and Maps. Great performance coming out of both teams, but it looks like Don't Press Tab just came out as the victors of the match. Wow, just outstanding gameplay. At the end there, it was pretty close. Oh, it looks like my picture's a cheese now. Very funny, Dolphin. But anyways, great performance so far from both those teams. I want to see how MCM kind of goes into their lower bracket match here. Looks like Froggy won 2-0, is that correct?
Yeah, Froggyland did take the 2-0 victory over Run It Back. It means Run It Back will be finishing in 4th place. They were 4th seed coming into playoffs, so they didn't have the highest expectations, but, you know, props to them for coming out, trying their best in playoffs. We'll see them next season. But yeah, Froggyland versus MCM is what we're set up for in the lower bracket finals. Winner takes minimum 2nd seed and a chance at Don't Press Tab in the Grands. Loser takes 3rd place on the season.
Yep, GG's for both those teams. We're going to be seeing Froggy against MCM in the lower bracket finals here. Looks like Don't Press Tab securing their place in grand finals, if I'm correct. So I'm going to be happy to see this next match coming up here. GG's for both teams. I kind of thought it'd be a little bit closer seeing the kind of map picks. I would have loved to see an upward map in this, but looks like Destiny was kind of proven as Don't Press Tab is just dominating right now in the season and in this match. So looks like we're going to be seeing hopefully a closer match in the finals, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, Don't Press Tab, definitely front runners to take our Highlander Season 9 title, so definitely props to them on the day being very good, and there's not much else we can say. They just kind of dominated. Like, the map picks you can say were, like, we thought they'd be more favorable towards MCM, but in the end, like, we still had Product as Don't Press Tab's pick, which they do expect to win. Vigil coming forward for MCM. At this point, you're thinking, like, what do we actually do about this map pick? Because you just pushed them in about 4 minutes, but they pushed you in 4 minutes. So, like, what do you do here? The variance on this map is really big for them, and I don't know if they want to continue, specking into this map for their practice in potential lower bracket finals or grand finals. So we'll have to see what they decide on that.
Yeah, maps are going to be very, very. They're going to be very decisive about how they pick their maps walking into. Well, I mean, this is expecting them to lose or to win their lower bracket finals match, but for the side of Don't Press Tab, they're going to be very consistent on these maps. They're going to have a lot of flexibility on what maps they choose walking into their next set of matches, or I guess next set of match because they only have one more left. But MCM has a lot to think about after this loss tonight. But I want to see how they kind of play into this next match against Froggy in the lower bracket finals. So.
And Dolphin has put the combined logs for both maps on y'all's screens right about now. We see Wish top fragging the entire game, 73 kills, 36 deaths, making his KD 2.0. Very good performance from Wish.
Look at the flank on the side of Don't Press Tab. Like they kind of dominated this match here. Looking at the side of MCM, there's kind of like it's not even a close comparison on all honesty, but there's so many different factors in this on the side of Don't Press Tab that kind of proved kind of a lot of points we made at the beginning of the match and kind of made it kind of known who will be the victor of this kind of best of 3 here. I did see a lot of good things come out of MCM though, and that's very promising because what that means is if they can try to fix those kind of issues that they had, kind of put a bandage on the stuff that they kind of hurt, kind of broke, then we might see a lot more promising outcomes from these guys. Because again, these guys are these guys have a lot of their core roster, and they have been playing for a long time, so they've seen kind of the uppities and downs of playing at this top level that they've even had some championships that they've won themselves. They got their own titles that they've have. So I want to see how they can actually come back from this as kind of one of these long-lasting teams we have in RGL.
Yep. Another big shout out to Casper with his 342 and 15 KD over 60 minutes of gameplay to die 15 times once every 4 minutes. Very impressive out of him. Very good night. You can say that when a medic is playing good, you don't really notice it that much because everything's flowing as it should be. But when a medic is playing bad, all of a sudden everything's going wrong. Casper, he flew a bit under the radar tonight, but he played phenomenally. Healed everyone he needed to. Died very few times overall, so big shout out to Casper for his performance.
Yeah, I'd say Casper played one of the probably a pretty good performance. I'm not too sure like if he was just a sub for this match or he's going to be playing the rest of the playoff bracket here, but I would say he was a very, very big asset for the side of Don't Press Tab, keeping those Ubers kind of very aware of what's going on, tracking properly. He didn't have any really bad deaths in either of these maps, so he was very, very dominant in his role. So I was happy to see that. I do want to give a shout out to RGL though. That player played very well in both these maps to getting those really crucial picks for their team, and I'm just surprised that I don't know, like spy checking is super important, guys. That's just a note because you want to play into a spy like this, you're just able to dismantle your team from the inside out.
Yep, and that's about all we have here for you guys tonight. This was a fairly quick match overall. We're done by about 11:20 was the finish time, so definitely was a quicker one on the end, that 2-0 coming through for Don't Press Tab, and we will be seeing them in the finals week after next. So thank you all for coming out tonight. Exile, do you have any last-minute shout-outs or anything?
Shout out to both teams. They played phenomenal TF2 tonight. I'll be excited to see which one of the teams in the lower bracket come out of lower bracket to fight in the grand finals against Don't Press Tab here. Shout out to my teammates. MCM, they are my previous teammates. They played great, so I'm happy to see you guys doing well. But I want to see you guys do better. So I want to see if you guys can get out of that lower bracket pool and perform great in the grand finals.
Yep, and that matchup will be next week. Join us for MCM versus Froggyland in those lower bracket finals. Winner gets a chance at Don't Press Tab in the Grands and a minimum second place finish in Season 9. So with that said, thank you all for coming out tonight to watch this match. I'm Zagron, Exile by my side, and Dolphin behind the cam as always. Thank you and good night.
Good night.